Look at me.
Happy Election Day, everybody! Welcome back to the All in Our Heads podcast.
Hey,
with Mike Gaffney and our pal KP Burke in studio.
Thanks for having me, guys.
For Election Day extravaganza, jubilee of excitement and podcasting awesomeness.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's
a lot on the graphic.
That's a lot on. I couldn't fit it all. That's why it just says All in Our Heads podcast. I didn't want to do a 10 font.
Thank God it's No Shave November too, because now I got my 5 o'clock shadow gives me a jawline again.
Yeah, you're looking good.
Had one in a couple of months.
You're looking good. You dieting? Ketosis?
No more ketosis, man. Keep falling out of it. It's too hard.
Me and Mike fell out. I fell out of ketosis, what, 93, 94?
I fell out of ketosis when I fell out of my mom.
Yeah, he came out. Got any bread? Where's the bread?
I ate at Wawa yesterday. That's what did it. I was coming back too late from something, and you just stop at Wawa, and you're like, all right, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it. You know what I mean?
So that's what did it.
So you had a cheat day from something, but you gotta
cheat
capitalize on the cheat.
If you're gonna cheat, let me just
big.
get this straight. I just want to try to put it into perspective. That cheat day, that one cheat day, did what the fuck we're looking at.
Very much so.
That one day, okay.
That Wawa's got lots of calories.
The cheat day was September 12th, 1987.
That Wawa sandwich has 7 million calories. Gained 65 pounds on my cheat day. One Wawa. So did everybody get their sticker? I got my voting sticker.
I didn't get one because I mailed mine in, so they don't get a cool sticker when you do that.
And I didn't vote, so there's that, right?
Why didn't you vote, man?
Nah, I'm kidding.
Your vote matters.
That's why I was running late. Katy Perry told me that. You're right, Joe. No, I voted. I just I don't need the sticker. You know what I mean?
You don't need a sticker? Are you one of those people? I see him on Facebook today, like, if you voted, keep it to yourself. Yeah. Do you not have to tell people you voted? It's like, why is everyone got to make everything
that people enjoy shitty?
Yeah, like
you have to be the opposite dick faces.
I mean, it's like why? Why, KP?
Well,
because I see you liking these posts.
You're owning it today.
I see you liking these posts. Why would you like a post like that?
Well, actually, my favorite post I saw today though was a couple of days ago. A friend of the show, Ken Krantz, posted that, hey, you guys know that you can vote and then not post about it, right?
Yeah.
And then Ken's last 8 posts have all been about voting.
Yep.
And so John Trumbull writes on, he goes, you know, Ken, you're able to shut the fuck up and vote. You know that?
He said that?
In his most passive-aggressive, Trumbull-y way.
Well, because here's the thing, man. There we are live on Facebook. Just want to see if anyone's in the chat.
I put a pen. I want to be like we're doing elections. I want to look like everybody else.
People watching, you got to give us a lot of hearts, ha-has, and wows.
I did like Mike's Instagram post.
I need
where
hearts.
He held up the sign saying that when you mail it in, you don't get the sticker, so you just got to roll with it.
Yeah, mailing in's it's just not as fun.
Well, yeah, no, it's not. You feel like what just happened.
And I'm paranoid that whoever's collecting those, they're like,
who's this?
I can throw away a few of these.
Exactly. Yeah. This feels like a Democrat.
Yeah, right. If you're in Jersey, Democrats win mostly, so you'd be like,
yeah.
Oh.
It's not going to hurt them.
Mike and I were talking about that on Sunday, that Jersey's so weird because it's the same way that you have to run as a Republican. If you're a Democrat and you want to be elected in Texas, you have to run as a Republican and just have a liberal agenda. The same way that people who are conservatives pretend they're Democrats when they're up in Jersey in a blue state. So if you vote down a party line, you're not necessarily getting the people whose values reflect what you want to vote for.
They just had to go to that side because they know that people just go down a party
line. Well, I always thought Jersey was weird because it seems like we always vote Democrat with president, with House and Senate, but governors, we just love Republican governors. Yeah. We're like, no, we just want that one.
Republican president has not won New Jersey since Reagan's massive re-election in '88. Was it?
Sure, man. Yeah, we're going whatever your data is.
No. 84 was his re-election.
84. Okay, 88 would have been HW. Thank you. So, but yeah, that's the last time.
That's the first time I voted. 88's the first election I got to vote in.
I don't know in the first one. I think it was for Clinton sometime.
Well, it had to be.
Yeah.
Mine was the first Bush. I was thinking about that.
I think the second time Clinton. The first time I think I could, but I was. When did Clinton
92.
first? Then no, I didn't vote. Yeah. I wasn't allowed then.
So I voted for the first Bush. Now, grew up like a Democrat. My family, my father's like a Jersey City Catholic. Irish Catholic, dude. Jersey City, Irish Catholic.
Hudson County's blue.
You know what I mean? So my grandfather was a councilman in Jersey City. Like, it was like it's like blue to the bone. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and my mom was whatever my dad told her she was. So that's kind of how that worked out for her. And it's just the way she. I mean, that's the way my mom was born in 1947. She didn't know that she needed an opinion. Like, she didn't know that. That's not how you're raised. You're not raised to think that you like. Don't worry about this. We got this. You go. Don't you have a roast? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how women. I mean, not
roast battle.
It wasn't like that. Like blatantly, like shut up, you don't matter. It was just that there was nobody then to look at, going, oh, they're inspiring me to be different. I'm just gonna be what I am. I like a wife and a mom. That's it. Like what I vote for doesn't really matter. That's how. She's never really had a strong opinion. It was whatever my dad said. So we were Democrats, but my first election, I voted for Bush the dad because of Reagan. Reagan was in the years of my influenced years of being a teenager. You're watching all these big events. Nowadays, every channel has the president talking. I mean, all of them since Bush basically. Every channel is like them saying some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they're always talking, but when I was growing up, it was like special moments.
Yeah, the president's going to talk tonight.
President, what the fuck is he saying? Oh, relax. Oh, that thing blew up. He talked about it. This person got shot. He talked about it. It was like, important. So Reagan was really good. I didn't know he was an actor. He's just a really good dude.
Yeah.
Who was able to, convey like this, like, we're American. I'm like, I like this guy. This is when Bush came was vice president. He went for president. I was like, I'm just going to go with that guy because he was that guy. That's, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I basically voted when I was 18. I'm like, I'm just going to.
I think that's how people vote now. It would be like, he's with that guy. I'm gonna vote for that guy.
Yeah.
Nobody says like, let me see their individual issues.
Yeah, I didn't know, but especially at 18, you don't.
No,
you don't.
No.
I was 19 years old when I voted my first election, and then the next time I voted for Perot.
Yeah.
Because Bush did the whole read my lips, I won't raise new taxes, and he did. And as a kid, you don't understand that he had no choice, and it was it was pretty much he had to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like so, your kid, you're like, he's a liar, huh? Well, I'm not voting for that
Can't
liar.
be voting for liars. My mommy told me liars are the worst friends to have.
Liar, pants on fire. You're not getting my vote. No. So then I voted for Perot because Perot sounded like he made things sound simple for me.
Right.
Like, he said it so simple, why you don't do that, man? Gotta do that. I'm like, why don't you do that? Why didn't he do that? The fuck, this guy's smart as hell. And I was one of the 20% people who voted for him. I think he got
that swung the election, though.
Yeah, I know.
That's why he's such an important figure in American history.
Yep.
Actually, I asked Mike on Sunday to come for American Loser when we do Ross Perot. I want Mike in there.
I'm in.
Oh yeah, dude, it's a fun
voted for
podcast. For people new to KP Burke, he's got this great podcast on iTunes called American Loser, where each week they talk about a famous story of losing in American history. I did it about the Lindbergh baby, which was so much fun.
Right. That Lindbergh baby is a loser.
Loser.
Yeah.
What a loser.
Got taken?
Fucking loser.
I like babies who don't get taken.
That's
what I... Yeah.
Fucking him and that John Benet Ramsey getting fucking snatched. It's on you.
Enough about her. Attention, whore.
Yeah. I hear she yapped a lot, but I don't know.
The first episode we did, though, was about Grover Cleveland, who I thought this was interesting because...
From the Muppets.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was my favorite Muppet.
Was my favorite.
I couldn't even believe he was president.
Well, he was a Democrat that the Republicans liked, which is like when you talk about blurring party lines, like Bob Hugin or whatever is running as a Republican, but he's saying that he'll stand up to the Trump agenda.
Yeah, he has to say that.
Oh, yeah, to try to win in a blue state.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I thought that was so interesting because for the Grover Cleveland one, he had more support from the Republicans running as a Democrat because he was just a fiscal conservative.
Right. Right. So they were like, he'll be our guy.
Oh yeah, so that was they abandoned him in like large sums too. Because the parties are insane too. How they realign every 30 years. So just wild. You wouldn't know. Like if you said you were. Like in your own lifetime, you say you're a Democrat, and then like within 30 years, you might not even know. Like there might not be a Democrat or a Republican Party in 30 years either. That's the other
absolutely. Like it's changed so much. Just it's like sexuality. It's very fluid.
Yeah. Well, KP, you don't identify with anything, right? You're party fluid, right?
Yeah, I'm non-binary, guys.
You're non-binary.
No, technically, I'm a registered libertarian, but that was because like the way that I thought I was a conservative when I lived in Jersey, and then just because it's always, I think everybody does this too, where the people that are the most annoying, you just want to be against them. Right?
Yes.
So I was dealing with a lot of that shit. So up here, I thought I was a conservative. Then when I lived in Jacksonville, Florida, in the Panhandle, Florida area, in the North Florida, they're so devoutly Christian Republican that I was
they make conservative looks like
Oh, yeah.
like crazy liberals.
That's when I sat there and I was like, all right, there's a middle ground here, and that's when I started doing the whole libertarian thing. But then you screw yourself over because you can't vote in the primaries.
That's why.
So
that's why I had to register as Democrat because I wanted to. I was a Democrat. I was registered Democrat, and then my dad moved to. When we moved to Maywood in 1991, my dad was looking through the town paper, and it said in the help wanted section, I swear to God, we need a Republican councilman to run on the ticket. And my dad's like, I'll just be Republican. Fuck it. And he went and he switched to Republican. He ran and won. You know what I'm saying? And then he became, my father was a councilman for 12 years in Maywood on a Republican ticket, but he was like a Democrat. My dad.
Yeah, local politics, it's not really as.
Exactly. I was reading that. Yes,
it's whoever's controlling the town at that time.
Local politics are really, truly about the people.
Right.
They want to make safe schools, parks, play areas, things to that we can live and enjoy life. That's really about the people. You can't get more about the people.
Yeah, could you imagine a local mayor trying to do no Mexicans in this town?
Yeah.
We're building a wall around Maywood. Be like, well, I don't know, you're overstepping your power. Yeah, take me to court.
Yeah,
Come on. Yeah, Pepe, get out of here. Come on.
You guys ever watch the town council meetings when they do them on the local access stuff?
Yeah.
I always thought it would be the funniest thing if you went up there and you just had your 5 minutes, your moment to participate in. And it just said, my name's KP Burke. I'm a lifelong resident of Wayne, New Jersey. Anybody here dating tonight? Anybody here dating? Where you guys at? And just use that as a tape to submit to clubs.
You could do it. They'll give you your 5 minutes. I think that's a good viral video for you, KP.
I've only been to one of those things, and even my father. I might have been when my father was there, like when he was doing something. I might have went and watched, but I don't even remember doing that. But I went last year. They were voting on changing the park down the block from my house to my dad's name in memory of him. So I went there the night they voted on that.
Okay.
Maybe for that. And
That's awesome.
But watching the rest of the town stuff, and I'm like, there's people in the galley, and there's not a lot of people in this whole thing. There's maybe 12 people in the whole galley, but 6 of them come they're there every month, just watching what's happening. It's and they all know each other, yeah, 53 Light Deck, you know where that is. It's where the Leafs always are. It's it's that Leaf house.
That's the original reality TV for those people that they had nothing at home to do. Mm-hmm. They'd just run this. This is prime time TV, crazy people yelling. Yeah, when I used to tape East Brunswick's council meetings for years, which went live.
Right.
People would come down in their pajamas, they're watching at home. You see a guy coming in his robe, I can't believe you passed that ordinance. You're you couldn't put on jeans, jackets, slippers.
That guy's making a difference. That guy needs to wear a sticker all day, every day. I voted.
It's it's your life. When you dedicate
I'm kind of disappointed. I voted sticker is very small. So people got some really nice.
They went and made those and bought theirs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You'd think.
I thought other booths had better stickers and shit.
He's so parsipping in his little town. Just get out of here, beat it.
People printed up their own stickers.
I'm sure.
Your sticker's showing up on film, though, Joe.
Then you're too into it.
Maybe
if you're making your own stickers.
I believe there's very good intentions of people wanting to say I voted, get out there and vote. There's people who have really good intentions. Then there's people who just are saying get out and vote, so you vote Democrat. You know what I'm saying? There's that angle too. So I just say get out and vote, be a part of it. I told my son today, I was like, don't forget you got to vote, man. Just be a part of it. I don't care what you vote, just be a part of it. And when I grew up, my dad, I remember I was 12 years old. And I think it was Reagan was running the first time, or maybe the second time. I was like, Dad, who are you voting for? And my father, well, I will quote him, none of your fucking business.
That's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, that's how my grandfather was. He wouldn't tell you. You never knew who he voted.
And he said, you never ask that again. And I'm like, all right, I learned. I never asked that again. I'm fucking 48 years old. I'm 49. I've never asked, hey, who'd you vote for? I don't give a fuck.
But you don't even, I mean, on regular conversation in the real world, I never.
No.
That never comes up. Hey, who'd you vote for?
Yeah, no.
What? No, we're not doing this.
No.
Food just came.
Yeah.
You think you can... Do you think
maybe
you can figure it
dessert?
out,
Maybe we'll
though?
do that as dessert.
Do you ever think like you can kind of like you don't ask who they voted for, but you kind of you try to size them up and figure out like I see a pickup truck, I'm like, all right, it's a little bit of a right wing vote over there.
Yeah, usually you can figure it out.
Yeah, you can figure it out.
White girl with
Sometimes
dreadlocks.
Do you ever get like
Yeah.
shocked? Like you get a guy, you're like, oh look at this fucking dude. He's got an American flag, fucking what is it, suspenders on? You're like, okay, here we go. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's got,
American flag suspenders, Obama tattoo on the neck.
yeah, you're like, you're very confusing.
I don't
There are
know.
those
That dude is
misnomers, though.
fluid.
Yeah, that dude is fluid. But do you think, especially, 'cause, I mean, they say this every election. This is the most important election ever.
I don't even know.
But it's definitely, I mean, they're showing like record turnout, record mail-in ballots. Yeah. So I know like the last election was very like they stole the election, Russia, collusion, So if the Republicans win, like even like kick ass, say like take more, be like, well, just the way it is, or are they going to be like they stole it again? You think it like you think you think the reaction will be the same no matter what happens tonight?
No, because the main character in the stole election process isn't up for election.
Right.
Okay? All the regular seats and like, not that we don't think that somebody can influence it.
Yeah.
But I think it's more anti him. And the fact that he still won't admit that there was some shady shit done. Not even on his part. I will say this, that dude may never have known what the fuck was going on. But it's like if you took something and you got in your pocket and you stole something from a store and everybody's like, just go ahead. And you're like, all right, cool. I guess I'll just go ahead. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to tell him,
right.
You know what, guys, I did steal. Like, he's not going to say anything. Like, shit happened. He was like, yeah, this happened. But for him to say that it didn't happen is what makes him a fraud.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Real quick, just a real quick thing, because it's just a funny side note. We always try and come up with new ways of what KP stands for. And KP Burke, it was Killing Punchlines Burke. I can't one day, and then now he's got a podcast, Killing Podcast Burke.
Nice.
And Anthony Domenico says Killing Polls Burke for election day. Yeah.
My cousin Rich is here too. Good. Hey, Rich. What's up? My Uncle Paul had a funny line too, because he was saying that in terms of illegals voting in the election, you know what I mean? Like at least the Russians figured out a way to have a mail-in ballot to illegally vote in our.
Yeah.
Don't even have to leave the comfort of their continent to vote in our elections.
I think Donnie Jr. is going to go down for that. That'll be
Well, it probably might. He might be like, his dad might be like, listen, man, we got to talk, kid.
So it'll be interesting. No, I think Don Jr. is the one that did it all.
Yeah.
Daddy didn't know nothing, or maybe knew something but didn't care.
Right.
But you wonder, would he take the fall for his son, or let his son go to jail?
Well, they probably want to try to get Eric involved. Like, Eric, you sure you weren't there?
Yeah.
I don't think I was there, Dad. I think you
Eric,
were there,
you'd fit in jail. You look more. Yeah.
But I don't think I was there. Yeah, I believe you were there.
Yeah. Is he Bunchy from Ray Donovan? Did you ever watch Ray Donovan with the dumb brother? Oh, no. Okay. Bad reference then.
That's all right. For that. Probably worked for KP.
That's it. Yeah. Who's isn't Donald Jr. banging Kimberly Guilfoyle, the hot chick from Red Eye?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So.
a good consolation prize.
Kimberly Guilfoyle. Is that the brunette?
Yeah. It's because it was her and Joanne Nosichinski. Those were the two cute girls that were always on there. But man, it's always weird how that.
Kimberly Guilfoyle. You know what she first surfaced for me was during the OJ trial.
For real?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, she was like on Court TV. Remember, like, before it was True TV, it was Court TV.
Jesus.
And it was just live court cases all day long. And then they had commentating, almost like sports commentating. Like, be like, well, the prosecutor right there did this, and the defense, the defense attorney did this.
Chris Collinsworth. Now here's a guy who killed his wife.
Yeah, exactly. Terry Bradshaw on the field.
If they had the John Madden thing that you were circling bubbles. Now look at his hands trembling over here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You could tell that's a lie right there.
Yeah,
Chris.
slow motion. See how he shot her a look?
Yeah. Yeah. They did all that. They did that. They did the like look at this, and you just see like the like when something came up, they look up, like look at how he looked up right there. Like, they did all that.
He doesn't blink. You can't teach that, guys. You just can't teach. He's coachable. He's coachable.
Did you ever watch Court TV? It wasn't around. Court TV was,
Channel 44.
Sounds familiar. I just don't remember watching it.
Yeah. True TV. It was Court TV was what True TV is. It turned into True TV.
Huh.
So, but it was Court TV. Just court cases.
Like good ones, like murders and shit?
Yeah, OJ was where OJ.
Oh, that's where OJ got. Yeah,
that was
okay.
His network. That was his network for a while. And my mom was one of those. He was innocent people, and that was very divisive because there was people who he was guilty, and there was people he was innocent, and then you couldn't tell somebody who thought he was innocent that he did it. And you're like, Mom, how the fuck do you think he's not guilty? Hey, he didn't do it. I could tell they all were against him, like everybody. So you know how much planning on the cop side had to be? Like they had to know that he was going to get up late for the limo. They're going to have to know, you know what I'm saying, that he was going to cut himself in Chicago and get blood in his glove. They would have to know all that. They would have to know that he left blood in his shoe. Like they have to know all that prior.
These investigators they're good. Yeah. I mean,
I think we're all pretty much pro cop for the most part. Like we understand they have an impossible job, but no cops are that organized that you could pull something like that off, man. It's fucking.
No.
There's a lot of shit going on.
No.
There.
Yeah,
no.
Oh, Jackie Byrne joined.
Hi, Jackie.
Jackie Byrne.
She's here to host the show.
That's it.
Ask her where they're from, then bring us up. Come on.
Yeah.
Get your shit done.
Come on, Jackie.
Let's go, Jackie.
Obvi.
Yes, Mama. Yes.
Dude, we were at the show. I don't know if I talked about it on the last podcast. We did a show 2 weeks ago. Me, KP, and Jackie at a banquet hall in Lodi. So KP goes up, does well, and then between KP, they kind of got up and made a line for, like the bar was in the room, so they made a line. Like 8 people got up, and then people were going to the bathroom. So Jackie was going to bring me up, but she had to do. Oh, guys, hey, back to talking to them for a minute because it got a little scattered. So there was a guy in the line that happened to be there from the last time they did the show there, and she must have had interactions with him. So she remembered him and said something to him, and he became like this real, like scary dude to her. Like he was like, what? Like he became such a dick to her.
Really?
And she got so uncomfortable that she was like, oh my God. And it made it very awkward. So then she was talking to this old lady who had been 85 years old. She's like, so ma'am, you love, thank, how you doing, beautiful? Is this crazy or what? She was trying to be sweet to her.
Yeah.
Like, is this crazy or what? Right, beautiful? And the woman was like, she's like, isn't it? We're sorry. Did we offend you with our foul language before? And the old lady was like, fuck no. And she was like, oh my God, beautiful, what's your name? And instead of just trying to be, she's like, what do you need to know for? Now it's getting awkward again. She's like, I was just asked so I didn't keep calling you beautiful. And she's like, cunt.
Whoa.
That's what she said her name was. It made it so awkward, man. So then I go up, she brings me up, and I'm like, oh, that was my ex-wife's name.
Jack and I are both terrified at this point of the show, too. And then Gaffney walks up and, Ric Flair struts in front of the stage. I'm in my element.
Is it cunt here? I can't take care of that.
Well, the guy
I speak fluid cunt.
The guy was sitting right in front, and she said, please don't be rude to the headliner. And I walked past him, and I was like, yo, I'm worried about him? I'll fucking handle this guy. That's how I came on stage. I'll fucking handle him. He ain't going to talk shit to me. And I went up there and I grabbed the mic and I was like, what's going on, dude? Oh, that's my ex-wife's name, to the old lady. And everybody got a laugh, got a real good laugh. And then later on, I went to the old lady and I did a job. I was doing my job about 15 minutes and she was laughing hard. And I was like, pretty good, right? Is it Miss or Mrs. Cunt? And she got mad at me. I'm like, you're the one that opened up I said on stage, I was like, you're the one that opened up the can of cunt worm. That wasn't me.
Can of cunt worm. A can of cunt worm.
Yeah.
If we named our podcast, that would be the name of this episode. Can of cunt worm.
So I was like, you're an older woman. You said cunt. That's pretty crazy. And she was like, oh, ho, ho, older? I'm like, old? I'm like, no, not old. Older. You're just older. And she's like, older? I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Older. She's like, old? I'm like, yeah, you're older. She's like, she couldn't get it, and there was a mirror behind me. So I went to the mirror, and I was like, like I cleaned it off. I'm like, look, you're old as fuck. Like, we're not doing this. Fuck you. And then she was like, well, at least I'm not ugly. I'm like, are you saying I'm 49 years old? You don't think this is the first time? Think this is the first time I ever heard I'm ugly? And she's like, so she says, well, at least I might be old, but you can't change being an ugly man. I'm like, I might be an ugly man, but I'm going to be carrying you. And I mimicked a pallbearer, and he lost in the back.
It was one of those high-pitched KP laughs.
Yeah. Fucking cunt.
Oh, I wish we had video of that.
Oh, I have audio. I got to just pull it out. We have audio of it, not video.
She was a sassy gal. That's for sure. That was
and unnecessary. Unnecessary. She made everyone uncomfortable. And so I went back at her, and I it's how hard can you push on an 85-year-old broad, right? But you're the one that's the hard-mouthed cunt lady talking. I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah, she already established this is a word we're using tonight.
Yeah, so I'm going to use it right back at you, and everyone is either going to be on my side or they're not.
Right.
And like even her table at first would look at me like, what is he doing? Like, is he beating up on grandma? And then they were like, okay, I guess we just fuck it.
Yeah, fuck grandma.
Yeah, right. She was like with her head down, miserable. And I could see she wanted to leave. So she asked, can we leave? Are we leaving? And I'm done. I'm at 50 minutes, 52 minutes. I'm like, Jack, mind if I do a few more minutes? And she's like, yeah, go ahead. I just did it because she wanted to leave. And she was like, I'm like, Jack, mind if we do a few more minutes? She's like, go ahead. I'm like, cool.
even better.
The cunt.
This podcast got from politics to not suitable for work very fast.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you just turn on at work. Cunt, 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 cunt.
Oh, is Hillary running again?
We don't normally use that.
That's for you guys. That's for you guys. That's for your team.
We don't normally use that foul language here on the All in Our Heads podcast.
No, I'm just repeating what an old lady said.
Yeah.
We don't have to say that.
No.
I said that's why I said on stage.
I vote no on that word.
I would never say that on stage, ever in a million years, because it's not something that would come to me to say. I'm like, that's why I said you opened up the can of cunt worm, not me.
The can of cunt worm. I just love how that rolls off the tongue. Just flows. You opened the can of cunt worm.
Yeah.
Just not just the can of cunt.
No.
Can of cunt worm. Yeah. I don't know. I love it.
Oh, did you guys see there was a Ted Cruz Jim Carrey Twitter battle or something like that?
Wait, Ted Cruz versus Jim Carrey?
Versus Jim Carrey. It was I guess Jim Carrey made a painting of Ted Cruz, and it was him as like a
I heard
vampire.
about that. Yeah.
And Ted Cruz, who's not like I don't like a lot of the stuff he says, but I am impressed with how calm he is under fire, because I've had heckler he handles hecklers very well, from looking at it as a comedian perspective. Because I've seen they try to ambush him a lot, but his one response I thought was pretty good. It was because the painting's funny. You look at the painting; it's clearly a funny painting, and Jim Carrey's messing with you or whatever. But Ted Cruz responded because they made him look like he was a vampire, and he goes, "You should know something about the dead. If vampires are dead, only the dead vote Democrat." Which I thought was a decent little comeback show. Because when you're going up against one of the greatest comedians ever in Jim Carrey,
yeah,
you can't win that one, but you can't get a shot at it. You know?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's
you know what I don't like
Twitter.
about politics. About these jabs back and forth. Like if you say something about me personally, why my only comeback is the people you're a part of. Everyone gets lumped in to my comeback.
Spoken like a true libtard.
That's it.
I mean, like I'll come back at you. I'm not going to come back at everybody.
Yeah.
Why can't you just come back at me? You got something for me? Oh, you got nothing from me. You got everything for the people who vote in this country.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what makes it. What's the word again?
Divisive.
Divisive. I can never say it, and I'll never be able to say it unless I slow down.
You're gonna say it once before
divisive.
This podcast is
divisive.
There you go.
When it comes quick,
you gotta say it.
When it comes into a sentence,
just throw out whatever you're gonna say, and we'll see how it goes next time.
I do love when we get Jersey City Mike out a little bit because he's saying divisive, like it's like yeah, it links all of my devices. You know what I mean? You stream that on divisive shit. You know what I mean?
I'm not devices. I'm not. I'm for everybody.
My network's with devices, okay? Yeah. It's all hooked up. My network is hooked up to devices. Don't tell me. I think that's just the part that is what makes it so divisive, is that, we're all part of this country, and just because some people might not vote for you because they don't like your policies, they're dead, they're not good people. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, you're still going to be elected official, and your job is still, as a public servant, is to, serve the public. And I didn't vote for you, but I'm still in your public. I mean, I don't understand how that's okay. to say, your side, that side sucks. I want to be elected to take care of the people, but not the people who didn't vote for me. That's not cool. And that is all that Trump says is my people, my people, my people. Aren't we all supposed to be your people? I don't get it. I don't get how nobody's like, hold up, guy.
Well, it's just like when Hillary called like the deplorables.
Yes, this election shit is what made that ugly. All of it. Before this, I did not hear, and I've been voting since '88. I did not hear your side, I side. I didn't hear from the politicians themselves. Hey, it was always like America. I'm gonna fucking take care of all of us, man. We got it. I understand you don't like some of my policies, but I'm gonna vote for it. I got everybody.
You think
that's not how I feel.
A lot of that too,
huh?
You think like social media?
Social media,
definitely.
I think the Obama elections really started that. Like when they tried making him like he was like not born here and stuff like all this weird ass shit.
But even then, I felt like I didn't feel like it was us, you. Even then, when they, everything they did with Obama, I didn't feel like it was.
Now this is the first time it's really been like that.
Like it's just like fucking your side sucks.
Like I want to meet someone who's really on the fence. Like during on election day, like if you're like welcome to the poll, like I just got to go in and make my decision. Like I like everybody.
I want someone who's
everyone's so polarized.
But I want someone who like, okay, I'm going to vote for this guy. I don't like a lot of things he does here and there, but some stuff I do like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These things he did over here is really bad. I wish he wouldn't do it. But I really like this he does. I can go with that. I'm all right with that. It's the ones who don't care what he does at all. Nothing over here matters as long as you're not happy. As long as you lose. Yeah. And that's what most people on social media do. They fucking...
It's the clapback culture.
Yeah, love to be like, ha, 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 you lost. It's like, what are you fucking talking about, man? Like with the presidential election when he's gonna fucking get rid of fucking Obamacare, get it out of here. It's like you say it so willy-nilly, you don't even know what it does. Number one, and you don't know by getting it out of here. Now my kid, my son who needs like a breathing medication won't be able to afford it. Right. That's what you're telling me. Fuck it.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Fuck it. Fuck them.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying because all you want is people who wanted Obamacare to feel bad. You don't care about the policy. You just want this side to feel shitty.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Like I saw people posting videos and like I don't even know because I won't watch it because it makes me so angry. As somebody who's like I guess after the last election when people were like they're like there's video clips strung together of people crying. Like on the left, right?
Yeah.
And then people put that up like haha get ready for this again. Like, but you understand that these people aren't crying because oh my god my son lost. That's not why they're crying. They're crying because some things that they really believe in are going to get taken away. That's why some people really are crying. I mean, you guys can be cynical and be like, "Oh fuck, doesn't matter," but it does to some people. Things are going to change that they don't want to change.
Right.
I mean, that's just on all sides. Some people really believe in it.
My two favorite things I've ever seen with that was when Obama was reelected in 2012. Was when I saw people who were opposing Obama's agenda. Saying, well, that's it. I mean, this is not my country anymore. I'm moving to Canada, where they've already, on a larger scale, implemented most of Obama's ideas.
Right.
So let's get out of this liberal country to go to a more liberal country.
What about Tom Green? Well, you didn't come see Tom Green. Tom Green closed with a joke, and he's like, so funny. He closed with a joke. He talks about, I know the president, because he was on The Apprentice. So he's like, so I know the president. The president knows me. Okay, we know each other. There's my old boss. Like he said, he's like, it's my old boss. So he's like a little. I have a little more insight than you people who don't know him. I know him. The president knows me, and I got to be honest with you. Anybody who knows me should not be president. Like
that's a great line.
But then he says, he goes, I remember when he got elected, people in California were like, let me tell you something. If he gets elected, we're moving to Canada. And he's like, you fucking Americans think you can do anything. He's like, you can't just move to Canada. And they're like, why not? Because it's a different country. He's like, it's the same reason why Trump doesn't want Mexicans in here. You can't come there. In Canada, you are the Mexicans.
Yeah.
You can't just come to my country.
Did you see that one South Park that was great, too? When they had the Canada built a wall to keep Americans out.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody wants anybody.
I do have to say, though, it was pretty fun watching some of the people flip out about the Trump stuff when it was like the compilation videos of people screaming at his inauguration. So
Right.
there's crazies all over, man. It's like these people just need a sports team because that's the energy they're bringing.
Yes,
to it.
that's
So
what I
like
said.
You were saying. I agree with you, man.
With the thing, like it's not a baseball. This is just vote for somebody, not vote against. Don't vote because you against someone. Vote for someone. This isn't a baseball game where your side won. It's like vote for something. What is it you're voting for? And now
It's so tough to vote for. It is like there's like friends of ours like Joe Conti who don't vote. He publicly says I don't vote. And
He's
like
also
when you
an
boil
illegal immigrant. All right,
right,
so.
it is. That's true. But even like the Jersey Senate election was very difficult to vote in because Menendez is a garbage human being who in his court in his court documents, and it's all true. It's like, underage hookers in Dominican Republic. He just had a hung jury. Like all this stuff did happen. Just a creepo. He's just a creepo.
I wrote that down.
Garbage person. And but the other guy is the type of guy who raises medications for cancer patients.
I get it.
It's but the funny thing about Menendez is like, liberals, Democrats, they're the big Me Too movement people. And it's like, this guy's like a creep all creeps.
Again, the bottom line, and I get it, and I truly wish that the fucking Democrats could have gave a better choice than a guy who was indicted, not convicted. In the way our country works, and the way we have to do it all over for every single person, whether it be KP or the fucking president, if you were indicted and not convicted, it's over. It's over. Stop yapping about it. Yeah, he was in his court. He was hung. It doesn't matter. OJ murdered. We all kind of people know it. That motherfucker got to go free. That's just it, man. It's the way it is.
No, I know, but it's fine. But like, I feel like you have to if you're gonna accept that with your party, you got to accept it. Like I got into
only accepting the fact
I got into an argument with somebody
on
Facebook. It's like, I don't care about these motherfuckers' sex lives anymore.
Right. Menendez is like a left-wing Roy Moore.
I don't care. I don't care.
Nobody wants that.
Right, unless you. Right.
Nobody does. No.
Right, but that's like you can't then enough of like Trump and Stormy Daniels and who's banging, who he's cheating on his wife with. I don't care as long as it's consensual.
Right.
If you're raping or like Menendez underage people. All right, is it another country? Could be different laws, but still, you're a creep to no end.
I get it. However, again, it was not guilty. So
no, hung jury.
Yeah, but it's
that's
over.
not guilty.
But the case is gone.
It could be brought back. Yeah. It could be brought back as hung jury. It's not over.
I think that would be double jeopardy, right?
No, you have to be you have to be acquitted or double jeopardy a jury has to acquit you. They were we can't come up with a decision.
Right.
And they didn't want to spend any more money to try and get him out. Well, I think they were hoping that the Democrats would be like, "Hey, hit the pike. We're going to run somebody else."
Yeah,
but they're pussies because they're like, he's still an incumbent. We could probably win.
That's what it is,
right? Which just goes to show you're just as garbage,
right?
So it's like when they try and say like they try to. That's my whole problem with them. They always want to be this moral high ground police for people, but then when it comes to their yard, it's like, well,
absolutely. What was the name of the guy? He used to be on SNL. Al Franken,
perfect example.
He really, he died on the sword he lived on. I have respect.
He didn't do nothing wrong.
No, it's
he did something wrong, but they had to torch him because of all the shit they put out against other people.
It's like I always talk about this with you. It's like the French Revolution where they started beheading people that were bad, but then they started beheading more of the dissenters of the beheadings. So it was like they double. That's how you create a reign of terror.
Right.
But it's almost like that the people who need to be hung are being hung alongside people that didn't need to be hung, and then that hurts your movement. But Frank and I respected what he did. He stepped down, man. You know what I mean?
Well, you see, the thing is like Frank, they talk about, I quit. Like the president's like, I just quit. Just say, yep, I did it. Like he admitted it. That's why Franken is where he is, because he admitted it and said it out loud.
But if you listen to the thing, he still doesn't think he should have stepped down. He still doesn't think what he did was bad.
Right.
Even the people that told him to, don't think it was that bad, but they their backs were against the wall because they just.
No, I know, but by saying you did it, even like, I don't think it's bad, but I did it. It's like Louis. I don't think I did do it. Sometimes he probably doesn't think it's that bad, but he did it, right? You admitted it now. Now you're out there. Guys that don't admit it are the ones who can keep going forward unless there's some case that can fucking prove against you. Kavanaugh, I didn't do shit. he's the supreme. Now, if he would have said, "Yeah, I did it," he wouldn't have got nominated. But you got to stick to the lie.
Right.
You got to stick to the lie.
Like Rafael Palmeiro is still trying to get in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. You got to stick to the lie. I used to say that growing up when I was hustling people. Like, dude, you got to stick to the lie. Never cave, man. Even if they got it on video, you're like, nah, sorry. Because you have to stick to the lie. Because once you admit, you're fucked. Right? So if you're lying, you got to stick to the lie. Mendez is like, oh, I don't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Right? He's sticking to the lie. So unless there's a conviction, you got to be like, well, he's not convicted. You got to let him go forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But once you say you did it, now we can try.
Yeah, but he could lose because it's going to be tight.
Yeah, that's a different story. That's different, losing the election. But, once you go to court and you have your day in court, and whatever the case is, if you're still saying you didn't do it, what are you supposed to do as a society? Be like, we don't believe you.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. The Democrats annoy me. It's like that you had no better person in your party.
I know, that's what sucks.
You couldn't run somebody else. This is your guy. This is the horse you're running. Like, it makes you so hard to root for you.
Well, like you just said, he's an incumbent with a following. We probably can still win with him.
Right.
If they thought for a second that they couldn't win with him, his ass would have been gone, and they would have replaced him with someone who they couldn't win with either because he doesn't have a following yet. That's what it was. They looked around and go, does anybody want to step? Can we get anybody to step up to get some fucking, nobody's here. Everybody's like, nah.
Well, midterms are usually a referendum on whatever party's in the White House.
Right.
So I think they feel they're safe with Menendez.
Probably.
So, yeah, it's a weird thing with that shit, man.
Well, and then what if, say he gets voted in, and then the trial, he's brought back up on charges, okay? And then he's committed, and he's found guilty. If that seat opens, can they replace him? Or they have to have this special, election?
I think it is a special election. I don't know, though, because, this is just...
I'm wondering if the party owns this fucking seat. Like, that's my seat now. Oh, he's evicted. Oh, well, cool. We still have the seat, though.
Yeah.
I wonder, because with McCain, it's a special election to replace him for Arizona, correct?
Right. Well, he died. So
he died.
It's not
going to be able to.
But the seat's vacant. So that's the whole thing. So I wonder, man.
I know.
I have to pee so bad, Joe. I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
He just came out of shitter.
That was a different hole.
Just watch your step right there with the wires, bro. This ain't a professional operation.
Should I go in both?
No.
No?
We can put your head over there if you want to show people that. There's your hand. I'm just thinking, people that download this,
right.
This whole election will be done by then. All these things. You think, if Menendez wins, he lost.
Yeah.
Just keep fast forwarding.
And that's over.
This is the election day special, baby. What are you gonna do?
All right, I built a wall. Fast forward.
Yeah, that's it. We're doing something different.
Yeah, I said this casting my ballot. I'm like, what the fuck else is my alternative?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't I tell people all the time I vote on healthcare, and the guy he was running against has raised prices of medicine for cancer patients when he worked for pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah.
I can't support that. That's the one thing I like about Trump, and I can't wait. It's one promise I hope that he made that I hope that he does is he goes after the pharmaceutical companies. That was so cute. I threw up. Anywho, you have a long list of shit right there. What
I just
those
wrote
topics?
in case we start talking.
No, yeah,
about
no,
real shit.
No, it's good. No, I want to.
Yeah. No,
I want to talk about. I guess we can wait for KP to come back. We can start it and then bring him in. Oh, here's KP. He's back. Watch your step again. I feel like I got to remind you. I saw there was a lot of hoopla about Pete Davidson's joke on Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm. I posted something, but I made it private because it felt like it was getting ready to go. All right, son, move over. I felt like it was getting ready to go to a fuck you battle,
right?
And I just didn't. I didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
like I put it up there, and it clearly the statement I made. Did you see it? See the post?
No, maybe I did.
I put a thing up there that first off, let me, for the record, state that I don't care either way about this topic. So I do not give a fuck either way. But I have to call fraud when I see fraud. And Trump shit all over McCain and his service multiple times, not
Right.
just once.
Right.
And he regretted it.
Right.
Multiple times.
Right.
Called him, fucking a bad. Like he just talked shit about a guy who was a POW. So if we respecting that in general, he gets lumped into we respect the military, right? Trump did not respect him.
Uh-huh.
And then Pete Davidson makes a corny joke about a veteran, and that side is like, oh, it's so disgraceful. Show sucks anyhow. And I'm like, just my thing is, don't be a fraud. Did you complain when Trumpster said it about McCain? I didn't care about McCain, and I don't care about this one. But did you? Did you care about this one and not McCain? And vice versa.
Yeah.
Are you a fraud? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was it. And if you're not a fraud, if you hate it when Trump did this to McCain and you hate it now, this isn't about you. This is about frauds.
And it's disgusting that comedians
Are held to a different standard?
It's not well that too, but like comedians are shitting on him
That's
for
what
making a joke. It's like,
what was my line?
You gotta always defend comedians.
My line was,
I'm trying to remember.
if you're a comedian and offended by words, you're a shitty comedian.
Right?
You are.
I mean,
I'm sorry. You're a shitty comedian. Now Ted Daniels probably got offended at that comment and said something. I think he probably got offended at that because he was shitting on Pete Davidson. And I get if the joke's not funny, I don't care about that part. I mean, I hear you. It's not a funny joke. The show's not funny. Who cares? But this is an outrage about him talking about a veteran. But he didn't even really say anything. Did you hear it? Did you see it?
Yeah. He didn't say he was a veteran. And
he was like, I guess he lost his eye in a war or something. That's how he said it.
Yeah.
Like nonchalant. But so it's a shitty comedy show. All right? If you want to look at it like that, this is a shitty comedy show. It wasn't a great joke. Moving along.
Yeah.
But,
I like guys who don't lose their eyes in war.
Yeah. But no. Oh, yeah.
I like guys that don't get captured. Right. But that's fine.
That's what I was just saying.
Which is a guy running for president saying it. But Pete is a comedian in his 20s on Saturday Night Live on Weekend Update, where the whole format of that section is to make jokes about politicians. Right? I mean, that's what it's always been. Now it's like, how dare he? Yeah. He needs to give him an apology. Then that guy with the eye patch today was like, he doesn't need to give me an apology.
Right.
He's a comedian. The guy who you're offended for understands this is a comedian.
Right. That's my point.
I even get into arguments with liberal friends with that, where they offended for other people. I'm like, how are you offended for somebody?
On their behalf.
Right. On their behalf? That's such shit.
Yeah.
And now, we've talked about this before. Yeah, if there's a guy with an eye patch in an audience who's not like a public figure, and you just start making fun of him, you're a dumb, shitty comedian. Yes. You don't make somebody feel awful in the moment. Like, look at that guy. You seen half the show? Hey. I'm over here.
Sorry, I got in your bad eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, you don't do that. But I wasn't, and I'm not offended either way. I'm not offended when you said it about McCain. I think these guys are big boys. Like that guy with the patch is a big boy. He said, that's a comedian. He's a big boy.
Well, I thought once you become a public figure, you're open for ridicule.
Right. Well, you
know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, you're a veteran, but you're now a public figure.
Right.
And half people aren't going to like you.
Right. And they're going to say bad things.
I bet there's worse things than what comedians are saying about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. When Trump was running, he said, "I like people you're a shitty soldier. I like people who don't get captured." That's pretty much worse than fucking Pete Davidson going, "I guess lost his eye in a war."
Not to throw back to my podcast again, but that Grover Cleveland episode.
Enough with Grover fucking Cleveland. Is that the only guy you read on? Every time you're like, "What'd you do last night?" Well, Grover Cleveland. He starts everything with that. How was your show? Well, did I tell you about Grover Cleveland?
He's from Jersey, guy.
I know.
All right. But, go ahead. No, I thought this was interesting. Was that
that name died out though? Grover. You don't really.
Well, once you're a
has there been one since him?
Character, you're done. You know.
No, you don't really.
There's not been a popular Grover.
How many
other than Sesame Street since Cleveland?
Yeah. But no, when Grover Cleveland was running for election, they found out that he had because he was a moral kind of dude. You know what I mean? And what they found out about him is that he had a love child. And they paraded out the woman who supposedly had the love child, and at the rallies against him, they would scream, "Ma, where's my pa?" at the Democratic National Convention.
Right.
So I'm sorry, the Republican National Convention rather, because he was a Democrat that was liked by Republicans. He was a weird dude. But they would so you sit there when people were talking about the Barron Trump thing, like, I can't believe we are bringing a child into the political, and then literally at the DNC they were chanting "Ma, where's my pa?" And then the Democrat side didn't give a shit. So when he got elected, they didn't even say like, "Oh, the moral outrage of this." Their response was, "Gone to the White House, ha ha ha." So it was like we don't like. It's always been a dirty business, man. So,
and I think that's like, I mean, like that's kind of like what I'm saying. The irony and like of like some of this shit. It's like this is what politics have always been. And you guys talk about how the swamp and the thing, and that we're gonna drain the swamp. We're doing different. Like, oh, he's outside the box. Like, no, this is exactly what politics are. Ted Cruz was treated like shit, and I hate Ted Cruz. Treated like shit, and looks at like, and now Trump's like, I love this guy. Like, you don't see through that. Like, you fuck, it makes me ill, and it's been
that's how they all do. It's like
thousands of years.
You shit
but
on them.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
So don't try to act like it's outside the box or we drain the swamp. That is exactly what swamp people do. You're doing exactly what swamp people do. And they've done it for thousands of years. Every side, every fucking affiliate of politicians are like, well, you know what? I just want to congratulate my, hey, no, this is the guy that is a shitbag for fucking teenagers. That's the shitbag you're congratulating? Nah, you're congratulating him now because you need him to win because you need stuff done. That's how, it is.
It's gross.
So please. It's like, stop your fucking, no swamp is getting drained. No swamp is getting
Mitt
drained.
Romney racist for a little while too. That one kind of blew. They were trying to play up that he was a racist because he doesn't agree with Obama. There's a line about they're going to put you back in chains and everything, and then Mitt Romney's father marched with the civil rights movement. It's like you don't have any control over how you're portrayed. That's fucking terrifying.
Absolutely.
Like
that's
Joe has a shaved head, so Joe is a neo-Nazi if Joe runs for office.
But
what?
He said you have a shaved head and you're a neo-Nazi, and I said you are, but that's not.
I'm not a
cool.
neo-Nazi.
No.
Anymore.
I don't even know what neo means.
He's too lazy to be any that.
Neo
so
means
March,
new.
like
March.
torches.
Hell out of here.
Carry a torch.
No, torches. I don't even like fire that much. So
Picture your hikes with the corgi, and you have a torch now that you're carrying.
Yeah. I can't see you showing up to a.
KP's more of an Aryan. He could go more for
I
air.
didn't ask to have Taylor Swift genetics, guys. All right, but I do.
No, it's not your look; it's your belief system.
Listen, they're not people.
You're a proud boy. Admit it.
That's a weird one too, man. That's like, you ever see stuff that's happening in your regular life and then how it's reported on?
No.
Like it's some weird shit.
No one's reporting on my life.
On my life?
No, like stuff that's happening and that you're seeing happen, like interactions between comedians, and then you see a third party try to explain to other people what the interaction was. So you'll see with like the guys we fuck girls got in trouble for something that was weird and taken out of context.
Just so for future, you have to have some pauses in your sentences.
So like too much good coffee now. That's the problem.
So you just made that all sound like one podcast.
Yeah, we don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You're like the guys we fucking with, like they was like there, like whoa.
Oh,
he had some of my Caribou Blend Caribou coffee before. Very good coffee
really
blend.
Good coffee,
I'd love to get them as a sponsor because I want their coffee for free.
Caribou coffee?
It's Caribou coffee, and that's the Caribou Blend. Isn't that fucking great?
It's true. And Mike does make a good point, by the way, because when I say the guys we fucked their podcast, and people are going to think I'm talking about the Hang On to Your Shorts podcast I did last night, that those are dudes I bang. So
Nobody thought that.
Now tell me your sentence again.
Well, there's other podcasts you'll hear, like conversations that take place or comedy. It's always weird because we're all in comedy. But sometimes when people try to... I said it lightly. But when people try to talk about like the instances going on at the Cellar, well, they'll be like, oh, Louis C.K. walked several women at the Cellar. And then you'll have comics that were on the show be like, no, that crowd was very happy to see him. So it's weird how they can take something that the way that they... So there is fake news, is what I'm saying. And it's kind of uncomfortable when we see something that's taken out of context because it's for other people to dissect that shit. This coffee's really good.
Wow. Everything is fake news. It's very tough to get real news.
Yeah. Nowadays, especially with you can create. I told my son this. We were talking. I'm like, you could put anything in the Google, and it will bring you a result you're looking for. You know what I mean? Like anything. Like does water, like Poland Springs water, help your toenails grow? There will be a fucking article that says yes, it does, and you'd be like, see, like I'm like, we get into arguments, me and my son, all the time, and he'll be like, well, it says this. I'm like, Mike, of course you could find something that says that. There's that people are creating news and creating news outlets and creating news stories for you to believe. Like someone posted, like morons that post these videos of like the migrants throwing all these rocks at they're not even near the border. Like they're like 900 miles away still. You know what I'm saying? But they show these videos, just what's happening. Like they're not here. They're not doing that. Then this is not happening. So my nephew had said to me, he's like, because my nephew's on the right, and he's like, did you see that thing where the border police guy got killed by rocks? I'm like, no, I did not see that story. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it didn't happen. Because
it all depends on what news station you're watching.
It doesn't even matter.
Remember when those kids, when the kids were being
told at all.
Remember when
it's not a real story.
Remember when the kids were being separated from their families at the border, and if you're on MSNBC and CNN, it's all these crying kids in one room, and then you see some other footage in other ones. This kid's playing video games, smiling in another room. It's like we don't know what's happening with these kids.
No, they put out whatever they want.
I know,
define your belief.
I know it's scary though.
So,
are they playing video games and having a good time, or are they crying?
So my nephew said this story that wasn't even a story. He just heard it. And I'm like, that's not even a real thing, man. What are you talking about? So I'm like, you don't think that 24/7 Fox News would have the story about the Border Patrol dude getting killed by rocks? Put it on Fox.
All over it.
It'd be all over. I'm like, it's not there. Google Fox News, Border Patrol killed by rocks. Nothing comes up. It's not a real thing, man.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. And if you're getting killed by rocks, you have a gun and you have legs, you know how to run away from a rock. How many rocks are hitting you? And what are you just waiting?
It was written by the Republican Patriot News Gazette.
Yeah.
That's how I tell people. You want to know if you're reading fake news? If your party affiliation is in the title,
is in the web address,
is in the name,
www.
It's probably biased.
Yeah. www.rightwingsforever.com. Oh, that's where it came? www.leftylove.
Yeah.
You're like, no, that's not the story I want to read either.
Yeah. Lefty love.
You know what I'm saying? I know how to look.
How comedy's ruining America. It's like, what? Come on, lefties. It just, there's bigger. Oh, that's one thing that I still am baffled by. It's like comedians under attack. It's like, you like for like language and stuff. You're like, is that really a fight that you want to have?
Right.
Like, there's real issues out there, and you're like,
no.
I don't know. I just lefties make it hard for me. I feel like I don't know.
Do you want to?
But see, like I don't really like is when you say like I try really hard because I know how divisive. You like that?
Boom! That was smooth, man.
Enunciation.
Smooth enunciation, Mike.
My brain has to stop for a second, then I say the word.
Yeah, you gotta go.
I can't.
It's so divisive.
Yeah, that snapped into place. Divisive, and then go back to Mike Gaffney talking real quick. I realize how bad it is that I'm trying not to be like Trump supporters or that side because I know not everybody over there is. I know it's not one group of people hating another group. I know there's people over here that are just regular people. I know your mom is a good person. My dad was a good person. He's a Republican. He was a good guy.
Yeah.
He voted for what he was told to vote for, to be honest with you.
Right.
My dad was a little easier controlled when the older he got and before he passed away, anything that was given to him by the news outlets, he just was like, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That why, like, we argued, like, he's like, Mexicans are killing people. I'm like, Dad. They're not killing people, Dad. Yes, some Mexicans are killing people, yes. But they're not all killing people. You know what I mean? Like, he believed that. And I said this, if you voted, because if someone came in your house and was like, dude, your house is on fire, and you first thing called 911, I'm not going to blame you because that guy told you your house is on fire. However, I'm going to question your fucking sanity. Did you look for flames or smoke before you dialed 911? Or you just listen to the maniac tell you that your house is on fire? Like, I get someone's telling all the Americans their house is on fire. People are coming in, raping, killing, murder, taking all your jobs. And they're like, it's true. It's what we've been talking about at the bar. We know. Finally, the guy said, and you call 911 because you thought your house was on fire. And your house hasn't been on fire. Your house was on fire. Fucking unemployment was at an all-time low during the election season. Okay? Yeah. It went lower because that was the trajectory of the roll. If I roll a rock down a hill, and you're at the bottom of the hill, do you get credit for the rock that came down? Like you just, or you're like part of the system that's keeping the rock moving in its path that's already going. Like this unemployment was already on its way down. He kept it going down, which is great. Don't fuck it up. Keep it going in the right direction. You did that. But during election season, Trump came on every news outlet and said in every rally that unemployment was at 42% by his accountants, by his economists.
Where numbers are more misleading than words, kind of a thing.
So he said that 42%, but it's really more probably like 26 to 35%. But I've had economists say that it's like 42%. That's how much unemployment it is, 42%. And the administration was saying, no, it's at 5%. A little less than 5. No, 42%. My professional guys are saying, most people know it's at 32 at least. But I think 42%. That was the speech for 9 months. And everybody's like, fucking unemployment's crazy. And they start sharing videos. Fucking unemployment, jobs are down. But they were up. All these things. And then they voted. And then 6 months later, President Trump said, unemployment's down to 4%. And retards believe that he made it go from 42 to 4%. Retards, because you can't be anything more than a retard if you believe it went from 42% to 4% in 6 months.
KP, what do you believe?
I mean, I don't know why Mike has to bring retards into this. I don't know what they did.
KP usually supports the right side, so tell us your take.
Again, that's only because the libertarians aren't, the Democrats aren't doing anything to appeal to libertarians. But
okay.
So my question is,
questions?
Yeah, I'll throw a question at you.
Sure, man.
So, in Obama's last,
we'll find out what Grover Cleveland would do after.
No. The numbers, jobs were up. They weren't up like it wasn't a huge growth, but if you look at all the charts, jobs were trending up since 2006, 2007. They were starting to trend up. Okay. They trended up. Unemployment was down to less than 5%. When Obama took over, I think it was like 12%, maybe a little less than 12.
Okay.
And it went down to like 5 when he gave it up. Right before election, every outlet, Trump said it was at 42%. And then 6 months later, shared that it was down to 4%. The same numbers he said were skewed and wrong.
Explain that, KP.
My question is, do you believe, what numbers do you believe? You believe he was the one who brought him down?
Oh no! Everybody always does this the game with that one, man. Because the other thing too is when they'll talk about GDP being like a gross domestic product. Yeah. So that's like a way to figure out whether or not you should invest in a stock that is a country.
Yeah.
But no, they always roll in the numbers too. Because then what they'll do if you want to manipulate the numbers for unemployment, what you'll do is you won't include people that aren't actively looking for jobs anymore, who have left the job market. So there's always ways to kind of differentiate that. The data collection methods are skewed, and then that's why you just play the cards that like fucking make you look good. That's
right.
all it is. So.
But my question is he ignored the data. He went opposite data collections to support his 42% number, and then 6 months later used the data collection methods to support 4%.
Oh, it's the populist flip flop.
And I'm not saying that everyone hasn't done that, but if you look for the last, since when Bush left office. For those 8 years, you could see the numbers, where they were trending and how they were.
It was a stagnant recovery, too. That was one of the major criticisms of Obama.
Absolutely. But don't you think, what is it, over like the too much, too fast never works out either. So I think slow and steady wins the race every time. So yeah, you might be only going up 1% here, 2% here, 0.5% here, but it's up.
It'll be interesting if he's able to ride the roller coaster momentum too, because Trump is lining himself up as a jobs president. That's really what he's calling himself, is the jobs president.
Till that stock market crashes.
Oh, it's that's the other thing too. What's he going to say when that one happens? Because that's when the numbers go out the window again. So it's like
blame it on somebody else.
Whatever's convenient, you reach out and grab to.
This is not about him, because I'm just saying it's those things that infuriate me. That people on my Facebook shared all the articles about the 42% and how fucking unemployment and how jobs were down and how GDP was everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of it. shared it, and then 6 months later shared Trump's reports that it's all better, and then they put these things. Oh, Trump didn't do. Obama wants to take credit for what Trump did. It's like, no, Trump said Obama didn't even do it, and you're sharing it as if it was true, and then 6 months later sharing it like Trump fixed it all, when you know it clearly is not true. So like that was just
it baffles me how people will just say anything just to support their belief system.
It just bothers me,
like,
man.
They'll never but there's always like, it's always like but what about when this happened? It's like it's never like in the moment. You know what I mean? It's like it's just like you said. You always got to win. People just want to win the
percentages.
What?
Scott said trajectory and divisive, both perfectly pronounced. He's on a roll.
He is. Yeah.
Trajectory almost threw me off for a second there, but
no, it was close, man.
Yeah, it was, right?
Kevin Dombrowski said, "I don't know if I can think of 3 more guys with more in their heads than this panel." True that, Kev.
Well, 2 of us are big-headed Irishmen, and the other one is an elusive Portuguese boy. But
elusive?
Elusive. That's what I guess. You're very foreign.
He's more elusive French, but he thinks he's French because he's.
I am. There's like 13% in there. I'm telling you, but that's why I'm fucking charming as fuck, man. It's just it is suaveness. It's all in there.
You see, Joey.
Do we have to get into this again? They know.
You see what Joe Weber wrote? Joe Weber wrote that when I kissed your head, that was the most adorable thing he's ever seen. Yeah. Joe's a good guy. Man.
And then we said, no, it can't be.
To try to use this as an analogy, like, you know, Joe and I are big New York Giants fans. I know you're a Cowboys fan, at least for the next couple of weeks. But
really.
It's weird because when they
so
talk
they lose
about
to the Eagles.
The way you can analyze the way with numbers is that if your argument is Eli Manning needs to go, you'll sit there and you'll talk about like career low numbers, all this. But if you are supporting Eli Manning, you're going to start throwing out the statistics that favor him.
That's what I do.
Where he looks good in completion percentage right now. So people always play whatever your argument is dictates how you're going to interpret the data. So when they say numbers don't lie, numbers don't do anything but lie. So.
No, well they do. I mean, when it comes to Eli, we could just go off on that. His completion percentage is good, and his drop and them dropping the balls, I just can't get into it.
A lot of it's in garbage time too. But what's it? Pew Research is the independent one.
Yeah.
For that. Yeah. So Pew. That's the other one too. When you try to that's everybody wants the impartiality when it goes against their best interest. So like that's why there's the civic-minded idea of it is more important than ever because people are just going to put out a blog about like if Trump is sitting there, they're putting out an article on a right-wing leaning website that's saying the miracle economy of Donald Trump. Then like the other argument is going to be like let's poke holes in the myth of Trump's dream economy. So. It's always they only play when it is rooted in sides. You can't see the ground of the other person, so that's why you don't have as much reaching across the aisle as you used to. So because
I don't think we'll ever have that again.
Tip O'Neill, right? Tip O'Neill was the Speaker of the House when Reagan was president.
Yes.
So I almost said Tatum O'Neill. That's how fucking dumb I am. But
she won an Oscar, right?
Yeah. But yeah, with Tip O'Neill and him and Reagan, they got along really good. And the other thing people always forget about is that Reagan was when he was first coming in, when he got shot. That created national sympathy for him. Right. The same way that Bush got the national sympathy. We all rallied behind him in post 9/11 America. We haven't had that yet. You know, thank God. There was no major incident that made America... Like, everybody loved when Obama got elected the first time. I feel like America was pretty happy.
Yeah.
You know? And I couldn't vote in that election because I was stationed with the military down in Jacksonville. But that was
you can't... When you're in the military, you can't?
Well, because I would have had to do an out-of-state ballot.
Gotcha.
That was my first election I could have... I was 19 when I joined.
Okay.
But we haven't had a moment like that with Trump yet, and I think people are so firmly dug into their camps. They're like, you're actually going to see you're going to see a conservative Christian argue on behalf of a child molester, the same way you're going to see like a Democrat person saying that we need more, more private industry in America. You know
right? Yeah.
So people are going to argue against their own core beliefs because you can't cede ground to the other camp.
Right.
It's terrifying.
It is very terrifying. That's the scariest thing. And
that's the biggest problem I have in this current climate is how one-sided it is, and how that's why I'm like, I will respect your beliefs if you can hold someone accountable in your, like when somebody does something bad, just say it was bad and move on. Do not tell me that their bad equals their bad. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear, well, they did it, and I got X.
Yeah, it's always like, but what about when they did? It's like, but why can't we just focus on now?
So me and Paul Bond were in this conversation yesterday. And I was like, I'm just saying that when the Trumpster does something foul, you don't say it's foul. And if it does prove to stink foul, you go, it's not a big deal then. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, he lied. He didn't lie. Well, he said he lied. That's not a big deal then. Like, what? I don't understand. Like, you can't keep doing that. Like, if you want me to respect you, you have to say, yeah, he's full of shit, but I like this. All right, cool. Yeah, he's a piece of shit because he's not a good person, man. If anybody believes that Trump is a good person, there's something wrong with you. And I'm not saying smart and political. I'm saying a good person. You have to be a good person to lead people, man. And Trump has been in the public's eye for like 35, 40 years. Not one story has ever come out of someone saying, you know, Trump really helped me and my family. One time he reached out to me and took care of me.
There's a bunch of those.
What, during election cycle?
Yeah, around the election time.
Yeah.
People speaking
no
on
shit.
behalf
Sure,
of
I'm
him.
talking about 35 years. They all came out during election time.
There's a guy that worked on the Parkway with my grandfather when he retired. He worked for the Garden State Parkway. He was a toll collector.
Right.
And there was some guy that was talking about how one time that Donald Trump's limo broke down on the Parkway or something. And so he went out of the booth and he went to help the guy. And this is all just my grandfather's. It could just be the fish that got away kind of a story.
Right.
But I did think it was funny because they were saying that the guy was blown away that he helped Trump get the limo back on the road. And Trump asked for his name and all that other stuff and gave him all the information and then just drove away without giving him anything.
Right.
And he was like, are you fucking serious? And then supposedly the rest of his mortgage on his house was paid down. So
Yeah.
could just be one of those fairy tale stories.
Right. My thing is, yes, around election time, definitely a lot of
Well,
stories.
typically when you do nice things for people when you're wealthy, you don't like put it out there either. It's more
I'm
secret.
not talking about him. Listen, 22 years ago, before he was president, was there people going, you know what, man, if it wasn't for him, he really helped me. He taught me how to do this in business. He was a really, like a mentor to me. How many people? How many people come out and say it?
Well, I mean, Stormy Daniels owes him quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's
I'm just saying there's not a hell of a lot of stories about the guy being a great person. There's a lot. I mean, I'm not talking about when he was running. I'm talking about because there will be. You can dig up. If I'm trying to get something, I can dig up a million people. Go, oh, Gaffney's awesome. Of course you can. I'm talking about people who just come out of nowhere years ago and be like, Gaffney was a good guy. Yeah, there's not a lot. You can look for it, but there's not a lot.
Yeah, I think you're going to find out with every candidate, though, right? So they always, because that's what terrifies me is you have to be groomed for this position before Trump, because Trump is a total outsider.
Right.
But you have to be groomed for the position from such a young age, and they have to start whitewashing your history.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
Remember some of the weird stuff that was coming out when Obama was first running? Like, my favorite documentary I ever watched was Media Malpractice, it was called. And it was done by a libertarian candidate who had previously only donated to the Clintons. And he started attracting this right-wing following that he was terrified by because all he was doing was trying to give Sarah Palin a fair shake.
Right.
Because once they smell blood on that, I mean, they went into. I mean, that woman got torn to pieces on the national stage, like really fast. Like politics moves at lightning speed.
Right.
But one thing I thought they did cool about the media malpractice thing was that if the media is on your side, things can become a wash. You know,
right?
Like the Al Franken thing, he stepped down. I thought that was the noble thing to do with all that stuff. When if Fox News wants to cover up something that Trump's doing, I mean, they'll find a way to make it a wash immediately, and it goes away. Bill Maher was talking about that. That's how good they are at making things a wash.
Right.
But then, like, if there's something that maybe we should dig a little bit deeper here. Local news is going to do a better job than national news agencies, and that's fucking backwards. That's like saying open micers are the truth in comedy and that Netflix specials are a lie.
Yeah.
Also, Jackie Byrne texted me. She goes, "Why are you talking politics in a Ron John T-shirt?" I don't know either, Jackie. I don't know either. And Trumbull, listen, if you got in on the beginning of the show, then you would have heard your shout out then. You're not getting 2 shout outs, Trumbull. All right? Fucking
I think you just gave him one.
That's
Ron
it's
John.
more of a stern talking, too.
He's got his Ron John T-shirt. And he left his Oakleys in his car.
That's the accuracy of this statement. I'm going fishing after this.
Going fishing after this.
Can I ask a question though?
No, actually, not at this point. Not at this point in the podcast.
Well, when I talk about I think when you're dating, I see this a lot too. It always cracks me up. Like on Bumble and like Tinder and shit like that, you'll see in a girl's comments, blah 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 blah. No Trump supporters allowed. Like if you like Trump, swipe left.
Right.
And you're just like, okay, that's. I'm not going to be a guy that's ever going to bring that up in a conversation. We're not going to talk about that because I'm private about my politics for the most part. But if that person, if that's their identity, is that anyone who disagrees with me or has a different worldview is so repugnant that I could never date them and all your other qualities are irrelevant, you're probably a shitty person.
Right.
You know?
I would say
when you lead with that, that one's right.
I would never lead with it, but I'll tell you this right now because I don't do them. I've deleted all those apps like about 5 months ago just wanted to get rid of them. But I will tell you this: you wearing a great Make America hat, great again hat, I will swipe left on you every time. I don't give a fuck how hot you are. If you're wearing
chicks doing that,
I'm doing it.
Oh
yeah, there's girls wearing hat. Oh my god! Like to me. And it's just, and it might be, I think people who are like the real, like say your mom isn't the person who like, fucking Trump always. Like, that's not your mom. Your mom voted for him because she believed in some of his policies.
She's hated Hillary.
Right, and I get it. I'm just saying your mom isn't Trump. Your mom's
no, she's not. She just hated Hillary.
So
it was anti-Hillary vote.
So I'm saying people who are so loud about Trump are usually shitty people to me, like because you want to be so loud about him. Like, can't you?
The firmly entrenched in the camp people.
Yeah. So when you wear a Make America Great Again hat,
it's very divisive, Mike.
When you wear that on your head and you're like, open your. I don't believe it's because you want to that you support. I think you want to say, "Fuck you, I support it." I think that's the vibe I get from it.
When your personality is your politics.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So I just swipe left on that. It's like the same person is wearing a Boston Red Sox hat. You get left. I don't give a fuck how awesome you are.
Don't you want to hate fuck a Boston Red Sox?
No.
Fan, though? Like that's how I am with what's her name?
Erin Burnett.
Who?
Erin Burnett on CNN.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know she's like a left-leaning person, but I'm so attracted to her, and the idea of the hate fuck is very good to me. It's same thing with like if a chick's into a different football team. I was like, well, I'm doing this on behalf of Eli Manning and Lawrence Taylor and the New York Giants. You know, this one's for you.
Yeah.
So I've never, I guess because I didn't do a lot of online dating in my life, I don't think I've ever like put political or sports into any equation with any girlfriend I've ever had.
You have limited characters you can say on these bios too, so these people are deciding that of the,
I wouldn't care.
let's say the 46 letters you're able to say, you're going to dedicate like 10 of them to saying that you know if you like Trump or you have any right-wing beliefs, I don't want anything to do with you. It's like just tell me, maybe it's more informative than what fucking astrological sign you are, but.
I mean, I guess if you're that out front with your politics,
I'm glad you put it out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I guess that would make me.
If you're that,
I know normally, like, I never met a girl. I'd be like, "Who'd you vote for?"
No, but if you're
what's your feeling on healthcare? This ain't gonna work.
Like, there's girls like on my social media who, they're so pro-Trump because they are. Like very racist and they're very hateful people. So they're like, fucking yeah, Trump's fucking like, and it's like that. I don't want you in my life. I don't want you in my life. I'm not going to go on a date with someone who could be that. It's not even, doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? I want someone who's just a good person. I want good people in my life. If your fucking go-to is brown people, you got to fucking stop giving people money. Like, if your go-to is that, you're not a good person. I don't give a fuck how you justify your sanity. You're not a good person to me.
It is baffling because they make that. I think the camps are what's when the people are so firmly entrenched on either side. So the people that are going to wear the MAGA hats and all that other stuff, they're usually assholes. You know what I mean? Because like you said, they're not. That's not an informed opinion. That's a we've decided what we are and you can't change us.
Correct.
Thing. And then the same way on the other one is that then you'll get like you have a chick with like 1 million piercings in her face. With like the dark sunglasses, she'll have half her head shaved and then blue hair, and she's wearing a pussy hat in one of the pictures. That was the other weird one. Is that on Bumble, I was seeing girls who were posting. You only get like 5 or 6 photos on Bumble. If 2 of them are the sign you're holding up at the women's rally, like, I just don't think you're going to be fun to hang out.
No,
with.
that person obviously doesn't hold your beliefs.
Yeah, well, I just don't want my thing is politics won't ever come up. I've had girls date me for years.
But if you're,
I've never bought political merch. I feel like
if you post a picture in any website, like a dating site, and you like you said, you have 8 photos. If one of those photos is something to do with politics, you're very involved in politics.
Or they want to perceive. They want you to
they're very hard in their belief system, right? This is who what side I'm on. They want you to know that side. I don't want you to know
that's fine.
I don't need you to
I
know
guess
that
it's
side.
respectful to put it out there because then they don't want to waste their time.
Exactly.
Just like I remember when I did do a little bit of online dating back in the day, Match.com, it was like girls would say how religious they are, and they really want someone that's really in the Christian faith. They're very devout Catholic. You know what I mean? This was before that Christian mingle shit was. It was
but there was you would click. They would
but sometimes they would put in their bio like, I'm not just Catholic. I'm seriously Catholic, and I really
church every day.
I want someone.
You don't think though that when you see a chick like that, like there's one hot chick I remember that was on there that had she posted one of her favorite scriptures. And I remember reading that, and I was like, I could probably change that.
Yeah.
No.
No. Well, I don't want to. I don't want to waste my time or time.
It's interesting.
I know.
I want to tell a quick story about. I don't know if KP talked about his. He's just talking. KP's acting like he's got like this, this fucking attitude of like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck him just to show him like you're not fucking nobody. Like you don't got it like that. Let me just, you hear him like I just sort of bang him, for like you're not banging none of these people. What are you talking about?
There's a certain.
Do you bang a lot, KP? Do you hook up a lot on these?
There's a certain immigrant girl that found out about my politics through a very weird way. I'll put it that way.
Why? What's with this vague fucking description?
He was like fucking her like
names.
fucking wall. That's how
you
she
have to say
found out.
names. Just give us an idea.
It was. I'll put it this way. I was dating a chick who was living in Brooklyn at the time, right? And I remember we were walking, and I was jokingly saying to her that like, oh yeah, sorry that you're dating a guy who loves America, and that statement stops her dead in her tracks, and she goes, "Oh my God, are you a Trump supporter?" And I was like, that's how quickly the thing. So anything that's like waving the flag or whatever has now become a.
Because unfortunately for you guys, sorry, the people on that side wave the flag more of a like in your face, bro, country.
It's exactly.
That's so. If you are like, I love my country. You know why I love it? Because I think that we have amazing laws in the Constitution that can really be a great place to be. This is the place to be because we have an opportunity to be awesome. We are not there yet. We are not awesome. We have an opportunity to be awesome.
If you guys had that attitude, it would attract so many more people to vote. Because I remember when Trump started running, I was like, "There's no way I'm going to take this dude seriously." And then what wound up happening was he put out the slogan "Make America Great Again."
Great slogan. I mean, as far as like winning elections, it was just classic.
Well, when it came out, it pissed me off because I was like, "That's saying you're telling me that America's not great right now," and I really do love America. I've served in the military. I had a lot of. Everything about me loves this place. You know what I mean? I can't wait to.
Right, but he was the change candidate, so that's why it worked.
Very correct here. Now,
but your point you made the other day is
well, Hillary almost had her original
opposite
thing. Yeah, Hillary had stuff made up to counter "Make America Great Again" because she was going to have merch and stuff like that said "America's already great," and then somebody said, "Actually, America's never been great." And then Hillary backed off, and they got on board with the "America was never great" thing, and this is a terrible place, and they lost so many supporters because people want to like the country. People
that is
like
a big
America.
thing big problem that the Democrats have is they do more than not sound like, man, America does suck. Yeah. Like they're always bitching about what we're doing wrong, what we got to change, what we got to this, what we got to that, and it's like.
But all politicians, that's what they.
No, but I think that's what like Trump was like I'm gonna make it. It was like it seemed more positive, even
really.
Make America great. The word "great." I'm just talking as far as like a marketing tool. It's like he seemed more positive to his followers. Like we're gonna be great. We're gonna make it great. We're gonna this. Where others like we gotta fix this. We gotta fix that. It's not as exciting.
I get that the marketing technique was phenomenal.
Democrats suck at marketing.
But what to do to make America great again have such an impact? You have to say how shitty it is right now, right? For this to make an impact, because
but they don't think that deep with it.
No, I know that, but that's kind of what the overall general thing was. Our fucking taxes are too high. There's no jobs. Job growth is gone. No, all the countries are leaving. Mexicans are coming in. Muslims are coming in. This place is fucked. Make it great again.
Yeah.
Let's make it great again.
But he's already got the best slogan for his election in 2 years. He started already. Keep America great. What are they possibly going to say to combat that? That's a great slogan.
He's so beatable in a re-election thing. He's so beatable, but the Democrats are going to run like a fucking some.
They're forced to make America sound shitty again. She's like, keep America great. They're like, I'll tell you what's wrong with America. That's what they're fucked.
No, his slogan says "Make America Great" and "Keep America Great." His slogan, but everything he says that we are in in despair.
Yeah.
So
there's one meme too that was if you read it backwards for Hillary, forward for Trump, but it was the same paragraph. It was talking about delivering yourself out of the bad times and shit. So Trump ends on "We're in bad times," but Hillary was saying we had bad times and we're getting better. It was like a weird thing.
No, and that was
the truth. I mean,
the truth is, for years we were a problem country. We're a work in progress. That's the thing. You
guys are going to run Schumer. You're going to run Amy Schumer against Trump.
That's
what's
But
going to.
the same thing Bill Maher says all the time. It's like we just suck at fucking campaigning and putting messages out. We suck at winning, and they do whatever.
Truck drivers in Wisconsin, you know what I mean? Those guys, like the blue collar people who are sitting there, they don't have time to spend. I mean, these aren't like the. It's not necessarily the coastal elites, right? Because those people are going to spend time. Because I'm a dumb fuck, but
you're going to spend a little time researching.
I know a comic who lives in New York City since he's in his 20s. He's like in his late 40s now, but he still votes in Michigan because he knows his vote is way more important for what he believes in the Republican Party by keeping it in Michigan instead of making his residency New York, where like a lot of liberal people move to New York, become New York liberals. It's like I think Michael Che talked about it on the Weekend Update this week. He's like, Becky, you need to be voting in Ohio, or whatever the name he gave. But it's like, that's how like smart they are. You know what I mean? In a way,
somebody said that. There's a couple of, I don't even know. It was like some special I was watching, How to Win.
Yeah.
In like how to make red states blue or something. It was this whole thing I was watching. And they're like, yeah, liberals, get off the coast, get out there, take up fucking be a school superintendent. In fucking the red, you want to start get to politics.
You got to win the local politics.
Yeah, get out.
They're in their own bubble.
Yeah,
they talk about it all the time. They're in their own bubble, and they feel like their shit don't stink, and they have all the answers for everybody, and it almost gets nauseating.
Now, remember we were talking the other day. So
Brooklyn Chase?
No, this leaning left or this guy saying he's center.
Oh yeah, when Joe pretends he's a moderate.
Yeah.
Why? What'd I do?
You have not. All you do is talk about the liberals and how bad they are.
Yeah.
So you're not a liberal. You're not on the left. You're not in the middle. Get on over to the right.
I'm not a right.
That's
I'm not
okay.
a right.
It's all right, bro. We love
you. No, I'm not a right, dude.
Oh, you are.
No, I say that because I would like them to win, but they stink. They're stupid.
Yeah, I get it. But instead of saying they stink and stupid, that's just more. They are. All the people with the MAGA hats, like, fucking Joey! Because you're saying what they say, instead of going, you know what?
I don't care about what I say. I vote a certain way.
We got to get better. We have to get better.
Is it weird with, because I always think that there are camps with that stuff, too, that, like, if I see someone else who says they're a Giants, or we're all Yankees fans, all right? That's the example.
Correct.
So you see somebody with a Yankees jersey on, you're like, oh, cool, Yankees fan. This is got a lot in common with the guy. And then their jersey is A-Rod, and they're like, oh, yeah, A-Rod was better than Jeter.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, this is like, we should have something in common, but I fucking hate the way you're arguing.
I'm literally depending on who I'm arguing with. Like I said on the podcast a lot of time, Mike is so left. If I was left with him, it would be a fucking boring conversation. If I'm at like Jose Tejas and Joey DeMayo's there, who's so Trump, all I do is pound on Trump and defend left. It's like I just feel like I can't sit there and like I like to like argue. I like to argue and point out the fallacies of both sides if I'm with someone that's so one-sided. I feel like people don't do that in their personal lives.
Well, I'm open-minded to hear anything, and I know how important the fight sometimes is. Like I know how, and I'm not cynical at all. I don't think because I hate these people. This sucks. And you're like, well, it doesn't suck if you do this. Yeah, it's not going to change anyhow. It's like, oh, now it's not going to change. It's like it goes from, this sucks. This is the way they are. We got to do something. You're like, well, this doesn't suck that bad. Oh, fuck, it doesn't get better. Like, you just abandon everything you just fucking believed in because you jump to cynicism because it's easier. Fuck, it ain't going to change.
And you guys aren't douchebags. We don't agree on everything. Like
right.
Like when somebody found out I was a libertarian, the first move they made were like, "Oh my God, you don't believe in roads?" Like that's how quickly, because they decide what you are.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And it's weird because you put the label on yourself too. I mean, I think like you guys aren't douchebags when I disagree with you about stuff. Joe's got crazy knowledge on healthcare,
right?
How you could actually overhaul the healthcare system. And I'm going to go ahead and listen to that argument because you actually had that shit impact you personally. You know better than I do. All I'm going to do is read 2 articles and decide where I lie.
Right.
Sometimes I've Googled what are libertarians.
Well, my whole thing with the healthcare system is I just don't know why you don't want to help out your neighbors in their healthcare. It's the thing that's going to get us all.
Which is fine.
You know what I mean?
Because it impacts you personally.
Yeah.
You have like a personal, and so I have empathy for your plight. Because
Right.
I'm like, oh yeah, I get it. And it's like, a lot of people don't have empathy. When you say that's one thing that you believe, why won't we help out our neighbors? And then you're like, what about like some welfare for people who just can't get their shit together? Like they have their husband left them, they have 3 kids, it cost them, they have to get 2 jobs just to pay for daycare. It's like how would they get groceries?
Well, my whole thing is everyone calls it socialism. They're like, oh, fucking socialism. But it's like, I pay my taxes in this town to fucking pave the roads that a lot of motherfuckers that don't pay drive on.
Right.
That's socialism, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's
garbage pickup.
Right.
Fire departments.
That's the difference between limited government and no government. So when you start talking to the anarchist people, when they get their fucking crazy ideas, when they're like, there shouldn't even be driver's licenses, man. You're like, all right, come on, a little government helps.
Yeah, no, you need government.
When you say too much government, that's also because when I was in the military, that's what changed me a lot.
I mean, that's one thing. Trump even wants to regulate the pills and the price gouging, and it's like it's just you can't trust these motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, but I believe everything needs like a reform. Like welfare needs, you need like more systems in place to hold people accountable. To, you know what I mean? To make sure you're giving the money to the right. You got to make them jump through more hoops, and not just saying if you want free money, you have to come here and do certain things. There's got to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dot the I's and cross the T's a little more with some cases, but I don't think the answer is a lot of people are like, I can't give them any.
Well, the problem is they don't want anybody to fall through the cracks. Like some people are. Some people are going to take advantage.
And that's how
you know what I mean?
That's like with gun control. Like I believe there should be better gun control. Anybody who's a gun enthusiast will be like, no way. I'm like, but some bad people get guns and they're like, yeah, it's going to happen. Okay, you're right. You're right. You're 100%. Some bad people are going to get guns. So let's go down to the border. Some bad people are going to get through our system, but some good ones are.
I do love the comparison because if you take that argument of you go through illegal immigration versus weapons, the left and the right are making the same exact argument. If you swap out, if you did like a
right.
It's like, hey man, well, all immigrants should be here. You can never take away the right of our immigrants to be here.
Right.
So like, well, no man, not everybody should have a gun. Everybody should have illegal immigrants.
Yeah, right. So, no, yeah, absolutely. But that was my point. But I always make it because I believe that immigration needs to be tightened up. I also believe it's like you show up at a restaurant. It's like every seat's taken.
Unless they want to open a taco truck. Like
every seat's taken.
I'm more for taco
You want to
trucks.
come in the restaurant. I want you here. I want you in my restaurant. I want you to be a patron. But at the moment, all the seats are taken. So you're going to have to wait in line because their seats are taken. So once we get everybody settled, we'll bring another group in. But until that, you can't just come in here standing around, holding a plate in your hand.
Be like, I get you, but the cartel where I'm from, they're cutting people's heads off, so I'm going to take a risk. I know you don't want me here. I'm going to risk going to one of your jails because they're actually cutting my head off.
And
here.
that's the difference.
Yeah.
I get that too. I get it. But I believe there has to be some control. I'm not the guy who's like, let them everything go. Like, I understand that there needs to be some control. I get
parts
it.
of Mexico too that are like really wonderful to live in. That's the other crazy.
What?
So it's just there, the border area for like the Juarez Valley and all that stuff. That's where majority of those people are coming in because when you share a border with the United States, it makes it more tempting. So it's not like people are leaving a great life in Mexico to come have a great life. It's people. You are getting the most impoverished people coming over,
and that I understand. Like if you there's like caravans coming up, a majority of them are just coming up because they can't even like clean up their own neighborhood. That they try to like develop like some sort of community watch program. They get killed.
I think people lose like sight of like I think we have had so much freedom in this country and we've grown up with everything we've wanted that we've lost like people in America have no idea what it's like to have to uproot your family for their safety.
Right.
To go try and provide for them by going to another country.
Right.
they just can't even fathom that.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like they have no sympathy for that plight of people.
You know, Portugal was run by fascists at one point, right?
What?
You guys know Portugal was run by fascists at one point. Italy run by fascists at one point.
France.
Yep.
Yeah.
Joe Fernandes never should have been able to get here. Somehow or other.
I'm just saying, though. It's like, I don't know where we don't find any empathy for people.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? Like, why is it like...
You ever see the this is my favorite thing, the super patriotic immigrant groups? Go go try to sell socialism to a Cuban. A Cuban American is like, yeah, well, okay, to explain the virtues of communism and how it's never been implemented correctly to the people who fled Castro.
Right.
Oh my, or the fuck when you get
yeah, but you can't really. I mean, you know, it's like a totally different type of socialism, Castro. Than
exactly. But I'm saying it's when you get when they're like, you guys, when you have people trying to tell you how terrible America is to an immigrant group that fled here and fucking loves this. Cubans love America, dude. Cuban Americans, insanely patriotic people.
They vote Republican.
Yeah, they vote.
They're very conservative.
Armenians were getting genocided. That's how that whole mass influx came over here. That's why all of my, because I'm adopted, but all my family that's Armenian.
What?
Is
this breaking news? I gotta get.
So we were at
the little banner at the bottom.
So we're at the show on Sunday. His show in this big heavyset porn star.
Oh wait, let's set this up. Okay, we'll get off politics. Because someone even asked, tell us more about KP creeping out Brooklyn Chase.
Yes, I will.
Okay, so we're gonna end on a good comedy story that involves porn.
Yes.
Go.
Well, let's preface this first of all by saying it is today's what, the 6th, right? November 6th?
Yes.
So we're on day 6 of No Nut November. Do you guys know what No Nut November is?
I think we can figure it out.
Figure it out. You told me about it. Never heard of it because I don't hang in your circles.
I haven't watched porn or masturbated in 6 days. Okay?
Which is why I kissed Joey's head.
It's very much so. It looked like a boob. So it's No Nut November, and on day 4 of No Nut November,
I don't know if you guys can look at him. And this is not easy for him to be beating the broads away.
Yeah, man. He's
really sacrificing.
Killing Pussy Burke.
Okay, there it is, another one. Where's D. Domenico on that one? Where were you, D. Domenico?
Killing Pussy Burke.
Let's see. He's KP Burke killing Punchlines Burke, killing
Crushing
podcast,
puss with a K.
Crushing poles, and then crushing puss with a K. KP Burke. Pow.
It's where because women flock to me when I'm happy. That's what happens. So when I'm happy, they show up because they need to find a way to take the happiness away. So on day
is that
4,
your dating profile?
Pretty much.
Why doesn't nobody swipe on me?
Yeah, if I have a dating profile, it's because I'm miserable and I hate myself. That's what.
Yes, but very true.
So it's day 4 of No Nut November. So when you don't watch porn, porn comes and finds you. Okay. Brooklyn Chase is my favorite porn star. She is. It's weird. Some people are like, it's weird you have a favorite one, but I was like, you don't live the weird life I live.
It's not weird.
But, so she's my favorite, and literally when the guy called me, I said no to the gig because he goes, can you do time tonight in the Crossroads in Garwood? And I said, nah, dude, I'm hanging out with family and stuff like that tonight, and I was watching football and everything. And then he goes, yeah, you're gonna open for. He said 2 girls' names that I'd never heard of before, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to go do this. And then he goes. But the big name you'd be opening for is Brooklyn Chase. I stopped in the middle of the kitchen, and I had to put the phone down for a second and just look back to make sure this was real. And I literally wound up going and hanging out with Brooklyn Chase. So you quit porn for 4 days, she shows up to you. You know what I mean?
So I'm insanity. So KP reaches out to me. I'll tell you how it starts out during the day. I'm out eating pancakes with my daughter. IHOP. Just me and my daughter. Father-daughter. Chilling.
Wholesome American meal
brunch
with family.
With family.
Family time.
Yeah, with my daughter. Text comes through from KP. Dude, you're the only person I can turn to with this. That's what the line says. I'm like, what's up? And before I can really say what's up, he
thought it was gonna be like gambling advice, like never split aces,
or like something with what happens when you don't get booked anywhere, like that, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like so he before I can say what's going on, what's that? I get this fucking massive text that just comes in bullets, and he's like, my favorite porn star. First off, it's No Nut November. I haven't been jerking off. I'm like, I don't know how I am the only one you can turn to with this. I have not got to that yet, but I'm like, what?
Yeah, that should be like a Kevin Garifo buffer.
Yeah.
Find out about that, and then it comes to
Garifo
you.
won't take those phone calls.
So then the next text come in, because I haven't been jerking off, and now I can do a show in Garwood with porn stars, the porn star show, and Brooklyn Chase is going to be on it. What the fuck do I do? And I'm like, so Sam, can you get me the syrup?
Daddy needs some syrup. Pass Daddy the syrup.
There's Daddy's syrup.
Can we don't know where Dad? Some holiday thing my friend's asking me about.
So I was like, all right. And he's like, what do I do? I'm like, first off, you just go there and be KP. Do not be KP, the porn fanatic. Or they've already seen that for the whole weekend at Expo. They don't need another horny dude at a comedy club. And he's like, all right, good advice. He's like, you want to come and hang? I'm like, I'll come. I'll hang. So I get there, and it's a really bad show. I got to say, I acted like an asshole in the first second of being there.
Why would you do?
I took our experience with Mickey the Scumbag Loesch that time.
Oh, yeah.
Naming names.
Yeah, fuck that motherfucker. If you don't know him, Google him and then tell him he's a jerk-off. In the middle of his story, he's got
You're leaving?
No, Mike's going to start. I have to pee so bad.
This is the third time you peed. What are you, nuts? I've had a pee since I sat down.
I know.
I'm a man.
Should be no pee November.
No pee November.
Only pee November.
So I'll say my story before I went into this place in Garwood.
Crossroads. Yeah.
So I text KP. I said first, he's like, yeah, come and hang. I'm like, I'll come hang. He's like, maybe you can do time. I'm like, I'll just come hang, but I'm not paying for a comedy show.
Right.
He's like, you won't have to pay. This guy, whoever the guy's name is, be honored to even have you there for the show. And I'm like, I'm cool. I just want to come and hang. So I got there and texted him, KP, I'm here. No response. I'm here. No response. I walk in, and there's a dude sitting at the door at the podium, and another dude standing here. And he's like, hey, what's up? I'm like, hey, how's it going? Here to see KP? And he's like, yeah, $20. And I went, $20. But I went instantly dick face. Like a jerk, instantly. Like there was no buffer from I'm here to see KP to $20. I was like, nah, I'm not fucking paying, bro. I'm a comic. Like I went that quick. Yeah. And he's like, I'm like, yeah, I'll just call KP. He can come out here and tell you who I am. I was insulted that you didn't even know who I was, probably more than the fact that he was asking me for money.
Right.
But I went instant dick face. And then it took me a minute. I was like, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I just had bad experiences going to shows just to hang out and being told, where's the money? Like, I just get insulted that no one even knows who the fellow comedians are in your fucking circle. Like, the people who are the working comics in your area, you don't know that guy?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just bothered me.
Yeah.
But I act like an asshole. And I apologize, right? I apologize right away.
Yeah, it made it right. It was fun because I heard yelling when I walked around the corner to come find you. So I was like, yeah, good.
And he's like, but what can I do? He was like, what's KP going to do for you that I can't do for you? I'm like, I'm not asking you to get in the show. That's what KP can do for me. I'm not asking you. I'm going to tell KP that I'm not staying.
Right.
And he's like, no, just tell KP. And but the guy was not wrong. I was wrong. I was a dick. So I get there, and the show starts, and the guy goes on a host, and it's just a weird audience because they're really porn fans that followed them from the Expo convention. Just horny people who have been like in the basement a lot. So
creepy, man.
It's that audience. So the guy goes up, and then he brings up KP. KP goes up and does, on a scale of 1 to 10, let's do a 3. But
I had cokehead energy.
He had his
you did what do we call it?
The auctioneer.
The auctioneer. Here's a joke for you.
But it was he was so uncomfortable. But he opened up really well. He goes, his opening line was, hey, you know how they say when you're nervous to picture everybody in their underwear? He's like, but Brooklyn, I've never seen you in your underwear, so it's really hard for me to picture it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, my imagination's working overtime to try to figure you out in underwear because he's always seen her naked. So it was
a
good,
weird setup too.
It was a good joke. It was a good opening. It got a little laugh, like you know,
killing punchlines.
And then he went in to some jokes, ran through them. But at the end of each joke, and I'm not even going to go through your set, but like say he has 8 jokes, like 8 chunks, 8 bits. At the end of each one, say I would say like it was about water, like so, you know, Palm Springs. They're like, you guys are good with that. That's how he ended each joke. Oh, you guys are good with all of that, and then went to the next joke. Each joke he said, so you guys are good with all of that, and I'm like, what is he doing? What is he saying to these people? Like at the end of each joke, I was like, he's so nervous in front of this girl.
Yeah,
so nervous.
I do get stupid in front of pretty girls. It's
so nervous that he was, but he did good. But his nerves made him like it was like he was on audition.
It's I liked what Garifo said. Garifo goes, anybody who doesn't know, like, because people were shaking my hand saying nice job on the way out, and then Garifo's like, yeah, those people have never seen you before. Me and Gaffney have seen you before, so other people are like, oh, great job, and then anybody who's seen you before is going, what the fuck is wrong with this?
Yeah, that's what I kept saying
to
to Garifo. I'm like, what is he doing? Why does he keep saying you guys are good with that?
Can I explain the setup of that room too? Because it's Crossroads is a music venue. So they got the
noisy bar in the back.
Corner. Yeah, so there's a noisy bar up top and everything like that. And then, you know, the gaff's there too, and I still get in my head whenever you're around. But to the left of the stage, because you're in the back corner, so the crowd is to the right. So if you look to the right, you're just getting the people who are seated there for the show. If you look to the left, you're seeing literally the porn star that you've dedicated a lot of time to over the last 3 years. She's sitting there, and then her security guard is like, you know, like he wound up being a cool dude, man. He follows me on Instagram now. But turns out he did comedy in L.A. Okay,
took it over to the porn stars. It's rounds of October. I can't believe it's November already. This sucks.
But they're loving the jokes I'm doing because I'm directing a lot of them at her, and she's responding back. And he's like, he's a comedy fan, so he like is trying to be like, yeah, man, and they're laughing and dying and stuff. But you're hearing them, and then you're not hearing anything from the right half of the room. And when the right half of the room is like, then you look over and then they're not paying attention anymore either. So like, am I bombing in 2 rooms at one time?
It's so hard to get them both focused. And so he does his thing. He comes off, and then this black girl goes up, black porn star, dominatrix porn star. She was
cool as shit.
She was so cool, right? She was a cool chick.
Kelly Provocateur.
Yeah.
Think that's her birth name?
Yep. They know who she's going to be. So she goes up and she does what she does. And then another comic comes up. He does really good. Adam something or other.
Yeah, funny dude, man.
Fucking real funny dude. Does really well. Because he has a different... Like, KP went up with an energy that was like trying to match... Like, it was forced and he was uncomfortable. This dude's energy was like, he's got like a raspy voice, talks like that. And he's like, what's up, guys? And that's how he talks. And it just, you had no choice but to listen to him because of his voice. And he couldn't do the
Hedberg thing, too.
Yeah, and he had like all his material with like Hedbergy kind of stuff. So it was funny. He was funny. And then they brought up this heavy set porn chick. She's like 50s and she's like a big, beautiful. Like,
Kimmy Kaboom.
Yeah, Kimmy Kaboom. Cool.
Birth name?
Yes. Cool chick. Very cool chick. Like her stage presence was, I mean, she didn't know how to be funny. This is the second time she did it, but she knew how to talk. And like, it was really good. Her talking was really good because she was an older woman, got her shit together. Right. Not just a younger going, I don't know why when they put it in my ass, it like make me like, you know what I mean, she's like a real broad. Like, this is a fucking woman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like so she goes up and she was like, you know, from the South or something. She's like, we have kids already. And I was like, Mama, like, there's your mama. We found her. Like, like if you saw her, you're like, that makes sense.
Damn it. You see what Scott Brennan just wrote?
What?
The real KP, Kelly Provocateur.
Yes.
Yes.
Scott.
So
I'll give him a haha emoji on that shit.
Then at the end, his favorite, Brooklyn Chase, goes up. And she's not doing comedy. She's just doing more Q&A.
Yeah.
So she goes up, and the first thing she says is, like, I put underwear on because that other comedian, that KP guy, was creepy. And I was like, oh, that's the best thing to happen.
Oh, it was because it was very funny. And then, but I went over and I was talking to the dude who came with her from the expo, he was like, yeah, dude. He goes, I told her, man, if he makes fun of you, you have to make fun of him back. That's how comedy works. So it was like, she was really sweet and cool, and we were talking afterwards. But it did make me laugh just to set the table that that's my Sunday. I'm going to go hang out with a dream porn star girl. That picture went nuts on Instagram too, by the way. But
which one?
A bunch of them, because you took my favorite one ever.
Did you see that picture?
Yeah, that was good.
So but literally the night before, like within 24 hours, that's how weird life is. I'm hanging out with a porn star on day 4 of No Nut November, and literally the night before, I was doing a clean church gig in the church I was baptized in for my mother's fundraiser that was attended exclusively by people that have known me for at least 25 years. So, coming off the cliff. But that's how I know God loves me, is that I did that favor for God where I worked for free on a Saturday. And he goes, you know what? Go hang out with Brooklyn Chase.
It works in mysterious ways, man.
It does.
Now, this part does bug me, though, is that because Gaffney tweeted at her, and then she followed Gaffney on Twitter. All right, so Brooklyn Chase, my favorite porn star now, follows Mike Gaffney on Twitter. And then when she responded back to me, I sent her the picture of me and her together, and I said, "Thanks for being so cool. You were hilarious." And she
blocked.
Yeah, very close. No, she responded back and everything, and she retweeted the picture of me and her. It was, she goes, I was going to tell you were hilarious too, but I think you already know that. And in my head, I was like, no, I didn't.
However, no follow.
No follow. Gaff's got it.
So I tweeted him. I texted him. I'm like, I thought like he said something about he got a notification from her, so I thought it was like they. I was like, oh, she follows you too. He's like, no, and I'm like, she'll come around.
She was very cool though, man. So it's because I literally wrote that one bit I have. It's partly about her Instagram, where it's like it's like these porn stars. You just see like the great life they're living. You're like, man, I wish I could do porn. But yeah, baffling night.
So it was. I took that picture, and then I don't know if you saw the video of them talking, the question and answer thing.
Oh yeah, when you're like, yeah, that was just said.
That's just those words was just said. She's like, I shit one time, and she's like, and were you doing anal? And the black girl was like, no. She's like, you weren't doing anal? You shit and you weren't? Because I shit once when I was on anal, got doing anal, but because I was on 2 Xanax.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, that was just.
Alrighty.
That's just that.
It's a great comedy show.
Well, it was so awkward.
I figured it was going to be awkward because you knew exactly who the audience was going to be. Those creepos that come.
But the thing is, it was too late for him. He went up and he did. But that guy Adam went up and he did jokes that weren't trying to. You can't outdo the creepy weird shit that porn stars and all these porn fans want. And people go up and be like, I've watched the AVN Awards with hosts, like comedy hosts, like warm up, do their thing, and they're always like, my pussy and this, and they're talking to women who. This is nothing. What
Jeff
are you
Ross
saying?
got asked to leave.
Otto's was good if you can ever dig that up. Otto and George, AVN Awards, classic.
But I saw a couple of girls do it, and like just bad. Then I watched a girl go up and just be herself, and crushed. Because it don't need to talk about your asshole.
How great would it be?
Well, that's just like when you go you go get booked on like an urban show, and you see some white comics go up and try and get all like, and they're like, what are you doing, man?
You man. Are you
I've even seen black comics bomb trying to be too much.
Right.
When they're not really that much off stage.
Correct.
Just be genuine. Be genuine. Be funny.
So he went up and kind of like was cursing a little more, and we're talking about sex a little more than you do in a normal 15 fucking minute set.
Right. Because in my mind, I was like, okay, we're going to go, I'll try to, I'm not being a jerk to the host, but he was very low energy, so I wanted to come out as high energy, and that's not who I am.
No, that's what I was saying. So you forced yourself. The other dude went up and just did jokes, talked about his kid. Like, he did jokes, and he did well. He did really well because he didn't try to do anything else. And then you get these.
That never works when you try. Like you're like, this is what they want.
They want this crazy shit.
Like whatever. Anytime I've ever said like I'm gonna do this because this is what this crowd seems like they want. I bomb every time. I'm not even in it.
Yeah,
I'm just the guy like reading jokes out of my mind.
Yeah. Like I've gone up after people and see like a guy crushed with all dating material. I'm like, dating it is.
That's what they like.
About dating, and then you go up there, you're like, might do dating too, and they're like,
we just had a lot of dating.
Could you imagine how great it would be if they got Hannah Gatsby to do Nanette for the AVN?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be the most.
that'd be a
perfect
tough
thing
gig.
ever.
What's his name did it last year? Roy was Jr. No, I'm sorry. Ari Spears was the host and comic last year's.
Okay.
So he went up, and he's going to be like, but that's who he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it fits.
you know what I mean? Like, just be you. Be you.
It's like Otto was perfect with it. It was just if you
Right.
could dig that up online. It was funny because you got the puppet. Fucking
Right.
It was just perfect.
Right.
Because the girls, there's like girls up there didn't. I guess they don't know who he is. They were just like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Remember the girl who came when I was like, "Who is that? Who is that? Who is that?"
Yes, you find out.
Yeah, she's responded. She's the one who responded in our original tweet,
Wow, Mike's getting a lot of friends
Oh,
off of
man.
your show.
He sure
and then
is.
DM'd, and then we were DMing.
What was her name?
Her name is Catherine Rocks. Is her?
She was very cool.
She's
She was very cool. She
And
was fun to talk.
She's like a tattoo chick, dude. And yep.
I went to because the
She's
two other guys
like
were
on
there.
Inked Angels.
Oh, that they followed me. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. See. So I tweeted when I text him. I'm like, yeah. She started following me. I'm like, looks like I didn't have to be on that shitty show to get lucky.
Yeah,
Do you know the street cred? Because this always cracks me up because it's like we'll talk about when you're a comedy fan, the gigs that mean the most to you are the people you have. I remember bragging about being on a show because I mean Dave Attell is a legend, and I'm working with Dave Attell is the craziest. But people that aren't into comedy don't understand that that's a big deal. A lot of those same people are the street cred I just got from them for working with Brooklyn Chase.
Right.
I had a bunch of deals. Dude, you're the fucking man. How did you pull this off? Everybody asking me questions about it too. Like I realized, like, oh, you know.
She
That's
was.
weird.
They were cool. They were cool though. They always are. They're just good people.
She told me, she said when we were taking the picture, she goes, "My friend told me I have to make fun of you. You're not creepy at all."
Aww. Oh,
Jackie
Brooke.
Byrne, when I sent her the picture, Jackie Byrne goes, "This looks like an engagement photo."
Which one? The one with her on your chest?
The one,
That
yeah, with her. Oh God,
Dude, he was
melts me.
so flustered. Like he's like, "Do you think I can get a? Do you think I can get a picture?" I'm like,
I wish I went.
I was so flustered. He said when I was out with my daughter, he was like all like nervous. I was like, "Relax. She is not going to fuck you. Relax."
We knew that, but the betting.
I don't know. We heard a lot tonight. You know, apparently he's crushing puss.
Yeah, no, I know.
Online,
I
we-
got my stories too. Though Mike was there for a couple of those actually. But it's no, it doesn't have. It's literally it's once every 6 months. That's when the lightning strikes for me. Where, like I said, women notice I'm happy and then they find a way to destroy it. But
No, I watched him pick up puss.
Oh no,
after
I've
a show.
seen it. I've seen it. I saw it at Frankie's that night after our shows at Uncle Vinny's. That girl like saw you from the other side of the bar and came over. She was like, I remember that Irish guy from the last show.
Oh, maybe she was just like she was an alcoholic. He's an alcoholic. Just let's get together.
it's that was
that
another
too.
one with that too. Oh.
No, it was funny because he was telling me, he's like, oh, see that girl over there? I think you like hung out with her one time. And there's a lot of girls, so I'm looking at all the ugliest ones. I'm like, which one? And then it was like this really hot one. I'm like, that one? I was picking out, I'm like, wow, KP.
It's
Killing puss.
Crushing puss.
Crushing.
again once every 6 months. That's all it is. It's the
I think that's most average guys.
Yeah.
well, you got friends like my buddy Nate who looks like a male model.
Well,
and he just
yeah, well,
has a nice
exactly.
fit,
That's
yeah.
the difference between us and Nate. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nate could just go in
Nate a
anywhere.
comedian?
He tried it.
Exactly. Tried it.
He might be the funniest dude I know, but when you put him on stage, whatever makes him funny goes away.
Yeah, it's the way Frank was.
That's
Right.
I
have a lot of friends like that
Frank
that are-
is hilarious to me. Nobody made me laugh harder than Frank. But when he tried to be funny on purpose, nope.
get out of
That's
here.
what I tell people all the time. No comedy show, no comedian has ever made me laugh as hard as the poker table at my dad's hunting club.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's just the funniest guys I've ever met in my life.
Well, that's what that black girl, Kelly
Provocateur.
we were talking afterwards, and she's only done comedy twice. It was her second time doing it. And she was like, she reminded me of Carlos Miller when he did the roast battle. Remember Carlos Miller did the roast battle in Arizona? And he was like, I don't have to write, man. I'm just funny. And then got destroyed by that white dude.
I have to watch
I don't
this.
think I've seen
please
that
do.
one.
The behind the scenes, like, yeah, they talk about writing, man. I don't got to write, man. I'm just funny. And like, we beg to differ.
I was like Keith Robinson at the Patrice roast.
But this girl came up to me after, and she's like, we're talking. She's like, I don't really think about it, you know. I just go up. I'm funny, man. I'm just funny. And I was like, just advice from a comedian. You need to start thinking about it. Because
I mean, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Put a little thought into it.
Maybe in the morning, just a little bit while you have coffee, a little thought.
Because you're going up there talking about how, dudes throw shit at you and you're like your all your fetishes. It's not. I know that you're funny, probably hanging out talking about it.
Yeah.
When you go up there and command attention on stage and start yapping about it, you got to make it funny. Because
she also only did 7 minutes of her 15,
right?
So.
She's like, "Hey, good night." Like,
imagine we pulled that in a porn scene where it's like, like you're sitting there and you're doing a porn scene, and you just leave halfway through, and you're like, "All right, guys, good night. Thank you very much."
Well, it was funny. There was a comedian. I don't know who he was. He was just hanging out back there. That dude with the deep voice and the beard.
Yeah.
I don't know who he was, but he was so funny. And the heavyset girl. The question was, "What is the grossest thing that ever happened? Like, what's the weirdest thing that ever happened?"
Yeah.
And scene, and she was like, "Well, I was doing a girl scene, and I was fisting her asshole, and I was supposed to make her wait till she, squirt it. I had to fist her in her asshole until she squirted." But he said the first part was I was doing a girl scene, and fisting, and that's where he got in. And the guy's like, "Well, I missed the first sentence." And I was like, in this conversation, the first sentence is very crucial.
Right.
Because she could be fisting a monkey. You don't know what she's fisting. You need to hear that because it could be anybody.
By the way, I don't know Dan Sims, but poor Dan Sims just joined, and I love that it says the political episode of the All in Our Heads podcast.
And he hears fisting.
He joins, and all he hears is like, fisting her until she squirted.
I think that's a great way to end the All in Our Heads Election Day podcast special extravaganza.
That's exactly what's happening to America. We're
being
getting
fisted
until we squirt.
But, this was a conversation about politics amongst friends that didn't get ugly, so that's kind of nice.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
That's the way it normally is.
It could be
I feel like
you hear that, Josh Welch?
offline, it's normally the way it is. I'd argue all the time in person with my friends. We never get ugly.
I will tell you this: if you can be honest about what's happening with you, when somebody does something in your party that's maybe dumb, if you can at least admit it's dumb or you don't agree with it, I respect your choices. If everything the person does is 100% right because you refuse to say he's wrong because you want me to look bad, I no longer like you. I can't like you.
Not a hard line to walk, for some reason.
All right. And with that, we have to go eat because we have a show to get to.
We're going to eat first?
I don't know. I got to get the dog out for a little bit. We got to do
yeah.
some shit. I'm just saying, we got to wrap it up. I got to wrap this studio up.
Yeah.
Anybody plugging anything? KP's podcast.
I am plugging something.
American Loser podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes. I put out new episodes every Tuesday. Joe's been a guest. Mike's going to be a guest. Friday, I'm opening for my buddy Chris DiStefano at Uncle Vinny's. And then Saturday, I'm with Hot Joey, right? We're on a fundraiser.
Yeah, fundraiser, Jefferson Fire Department.
Those are fun, man. They don't.
But I think it's at some church gymnasium. So
boy.
Echo Voice.
Yeah.
Kill me.
That's all my shit. Thank you guys for having me.
I am tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. I'll be at Comics in Mohegan Sun, headlining Comics in Mohegan Sun, Wednesday, Thursday. So if you're in the area, that's in Connecticut, not Mohegan Sun in Pennsylvania. Come. I was on the show in Pennsylvania once, and people bought tickets to see me at Mohegan Sun and went to Connecticut.
Oh.
I was in PA.
That's far.
They did not see me.
No, they didn't. Couldn't even make it there on time if you tried.
So go out and vote. And there's a lot of questions. We didn't talk about it, but I printed out a lot of questions in like states that are like, I don't even know, like legalizing weed, questions on campaign reform, like stuff that was really important in your states. So don't just go and go blah, 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 and bolt. There's real questions being put to you. You know what I'm saying? So fucking pay attention.
Yeah.
Our state was only to grant money to fucking... to
very easy to vote no on that one.
Yeah, because he has no kids.
I voted.
It's like school's negative.
School's negative. No, because they start with schools and then they tell you
what it's about.
Then they add like colleges and stuff on there. You're like, fuck colleges.
Well, it's $500 million to structures and to like infrastructures of buildings too. But
anywho.
Yeah.
I'm with KP Saturday. We're doing a fundraiser for Jefferson Fire Company. It's open to the public. You can buy tickets with the Jefferson Fire Company, Jefferson, New Jersey. JoeFernandes.net. All my other dates. I'll be at Comedy Cove the end of the month. I'll be working with Kevin Downey Jr.
Okay.
And
Sip.
funny guy. I love that guy. He cracks me up, man.
He's a good guy.
And so yeah, go to MikeGaffneyLive.com. KP doesn't have a website.
I do. It's up.
It is?
Yeah.
KPBurke.com?
KPBurkeComic.com. And then we own KPBurkeSucks.com. And then if you go to AmericanLoserPodcast.com, it takes you right to the SoundCloud stuff.
Nice.
Awesome. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching live. Thanks, people, to download. You've been listening to All in Our Heads.